Oh, baby. Oh, fucking baby. What is up? The viewers will come. The ones that are ready. Here we are. It's that time of year. We got the commissioner in the building. We got big we got Big Mike in the building, dog. And we got the $200 buy-in 10-man PPR league. Now, before we get into this draft, we have 30 minutes. I had the 7 pick. I was going to go over my 12-man team. That's what I was going to do. And let me post this on Twitter real quick so we can actually, let people see that I'm live. Came into this unprepared. Absolutely. What pick do you have again?
Number 4, baby.
Number 4 pick. He's got a chance at, top 3 running back, top 3 wide receiver, top 2 at each, actually.
Better than the number 1 pick.
It is better than the number 1 pick. That is true. I'm not going to lie. All right. Here we go. Make this Twitter post. I don't even have fucking Twitter on this phone. Let me go get my other phone. Woo! It's going to be a long one today. How long does this draft usually last? Like 3 hours? That's what I feel like it lasts 3 hours. All right. I'm posting the link, guys. We'll go over the goddamn whatchamacallit soon. Comments. Here we go. All right. Everything looking good. Everything sounding good. Let's do it. Oh, I can launch pick polls. I don't want to do that. Nope. It's going to fuck up my computer. Fuck it. Beginning of the pod. Yeah, it's going to go to the same thing. No. I don't know why it doesn't. And then this will actually be good to look at post-draft, though.
Yeah.
So then we can see where people picked.
So on your post-draft, can you pull that up like whenever you're doing the rankings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that honestly might be better.
Yeah. And today we will be ranking the teams. I think I'm going to do it a little bit different than I had been because I think it's impossible to rank these teams right after the draft. I think we're going to tier the receivers. Like if this person has a really good receiver receiving core, we're going to give them an A, and then we're just going to tally up each position they have, and then we're going to go from there. And then we'll do our averages. And then it won't even be a ranking really of personal opinion. It'll really be going by kind of your position group, where it stands to us, and then averaging it out. So let's do it. This is so funny. It says I'm live. I mean, it's me. There it is. All right, cool. All righty. So we are going to go over the 12-man lineup that I picked before we get into doing this stuff. I'm going to get this out of here. I can't even log back in. I'm going to get pissed off. Because on this, I fucked up and I didn't keep the tab open. All right, guys. Let me log into ESPN real quick. Man. Number 7 pick. I know who I want, and I bet I'll get him. I know who I want. I'm not going to say it, though. I know who I want. And it's awful because the league members are going to watch this stream, right? They're going to watch the stream. So I can't. That's why it's hard for me to give insight all the time. But yesterday, let me see this shit. We got the leaked pick from Bates. I'm not going to leak it publicly. Yeah, you never know with Bates. He might be clowning around over there. So, Jesus, man, this thing is going so slow. All right, let me put this on the screen now. Howdy doody. Okay. It's moving slow, boys. I do apologize. Here we go. Share screen. Okay. This is the 12-man lineup I actually drafted yesterday. If it'll let me. If it'll let me. If it'll let me. There we go. Okay. This shit right here, this is a cold-blooded team. This team is nasty. I walked out of that draft and I looked Nia in the face. I said, why do they let me keep doing this to them? If you don't recognize these, this is a standard league, by the way. I know a lot of people don't like standard leagues, but I love them because I'm a no RB guy, and it's real easy for me to invest in high-level pass catchers without any kind of resistance from people drafting them, honestly. So, because they always go RB heavy. So every year, unless somebody decides to ramp up the wide receiver number, like as in being drafted, then I'm set for life in this league, in my opinion. They just keep letting me draft unlimited wide receivers. Michael called this league a trash league because they let me draft this team right here.
It was trash, especially Tanner.
Tanner is Garbo. Tanner's absolute dog shit. Yeah, so Josh Allen, my running backs in this league are so fucking terrible. I'm not even going to sit here and try to front. These running back, this is a disaster at running back. Brian Robinson Jr., I really think Christian's going to miss at least 4 games. I might get some production from him then. Other than that, I don't see it. Yeah, I do love CD. I love Mike. I love Marvin Harrison Jr., Brock Bowers. And in this league, it's really shitty because in our 10-man, I feel like everybody you want is available. Like 3 guys you like every round are available. In this league, dude, when you get to round 5, you're praying your guy is there because it's a whole round separation after round 5. So this is the league I drafted yesterday. Oh, and I also have Brandon Ayuk in the IR spot waiting for him to come back. But yeah, my RBs are fucked. And I really wanted Jordan Mason as well. It didn't happen. But throughout the league, I feel like I have one of the better teams. I feel like I always do. That's why I got second 3 times in a row. Back to back to back. And I'm 1 year away second. One more second place finish away from actually doing the 90-93 Bills. All right, that's a fact. I'm ready. I'm like a kid on Christmas, man. I fucking love this day. I love it.
What made you go no RB?
No RB. The thing that makes me go no RB in that draft, honestly, is that they're the best players available, and they're still there, like every time. Like, because if Chase Brown was available in the second round, I get him over Brock Bowers, but he got taken at the end of the first round, I believe, or right at the top of the second. And yeah, I don't know how I ended up with these back-to-back picks over and over.
Running back is a position that you can recover on the waiver.
That's why I always go no RB, because I think there's always like 2 or 3 breakout candidates at running back that we don't even know about yet.
You can say that vice versa.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. And I always just in my head, and the statistics back it up, but it's like more of it's almost just my biased opinion that I look for confirmation bias on, is that running backs get hurt more than wide receivers. So that's why I usually go no RB. I feel like RB injuries are so much more prevalent than wide receiver injuries. But if your fucking star wide receiver loses his quarterback most of the time, you're doomed. It's dependent on another position. So I totally understand why people don't like doing that. All right. So yeah, that's the 12-man team. I am ecstatic ecstatic for this draft, bro. I feel like I'm about to fry this. Me and Mike have done probably 50 mocks together, dead ass, like 30,
Literally
like
mocked out.
30 to 50 mocks. I had to tell Mike I had to take a break for a week. I mean, I was doing like 3-4 mocks a day with Mike during my lunch break. And it's like, bro, I can't take it anymore. We have a former member that has joined back. We have Lucas in here, Mr. Unstoppable. The last time he played fantasy, he wasn't the worst player that's ever lived. And maybe he been reading up on some shit. I don't know. I haven't played with Lucas in a very long time. The other ones, I kind of know what I'm getting. I know who I need to worry about and who I don't need to worry about, and I'm not going to name any names. Okay? I'm not here to offend. I'm here to bring us together, honestly.
Yeah, Lucas usually does have a playoff team, though.
Yeah, Lucas usually is in the playoffs.
Yeah, he is.
But I'm just worried because the whole league has kind of improved since I've been in it.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to lie. When this league first started, I was drafting dumb because I was like, oh, I can draft however I want to because these motherfuckers ain't going to fuck with me anyways. And then, well, I ain't got a ring in this one either. So, how we feeling, Mike? You excited? You scared?
Man, no, I'm not scared at all. Feeling confident.
I'm not-
Ready to hoist the trophy at the end of the year, baby. Let's get it rocking.
Hoist is a funny ass word. Hoist. Hoist is the wild word. I want to hoist that trophy up, man. Yeah.
And, by the way, we will be getting the trophy for this year, and we're gonna have all the past champions' name engraved, and yeah, we're gonna rock with it, baby.
You heard it here first, bitch. Championship trophy is coming to the league. It's coming. We actually finally kind of got some stability with the league members and stuff too, because we're having a hard time with that a lot. Was keeping the league members actually in the fucking league.
But
So.
shout out to Anthony for getting a couple league members in.
Oh yeah, Anthony gonna do us right, man. Balls.
15 minutes.
15 minutes till we kick off here, man. Yeah. Damn. I'm about to cook these bitches. And I'm going to turn the sound off. I was watching my stream from last year, and I had the sound on the draft board. So every time I was talking, it was like, that will not be happening again this year. I muted that shit like a bitch. So we're all good. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go make a drink. Yeah. So I'm going to make a drink. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a little lit. Last night, I'm not going to lie. Last night I had that 12-man draft. I'm not going to name names of who kept buying shots, but people kept buying shots and they were mixing liquors, right? You start off with the Rumple. You end the night with the green tea shots. Yeah, I've been in a blender all day, but I have recovered. I have eaten. I have plenty of water in me. Let's see if this... Michael wants me to drink because every year I drink, I pick fucking Calvin Ridley in the third round. So if that's what we're going to do, let's fucking do this shit. So the alcohol didn't influence me yesterday, actually, because I kept my notepad and I just wrote notes. Literally, it was like, it's in there. It's like, scan the board, you drunk fuck. I literally was writing it before the draft because I'll go back and watch the live draft and I pick somebody because I'm just sitting on receiver. I'm like, I'm getting a receiver. And then I go back and it was like Jalen Hurts went in the 5th round and I got like a shitty receiver.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. So this year I'm on my P's and Q's, bitches.
You learn from your mistakes.
I am. That's what makes me the man I am, honestly, is learning from my goddamn mistakes in fantasy. No bullshit. All right. I still only got 15 minutes. All right, let's get a drink going. It's lit. I want y'all to tell me which one y'all like better. I think I like this better, actually, than me on the screen. Like in the corner. Because you can see my full draft. I'm going to do this way. But if y'all like it a different way, let me know, please. Here we go. shit over, dude. Michael been chugging the Shiners today, dude. Been going crazy, bro. You know that's the only, and I'm about to sound like a pussy to all of YouTube. That's one of the only beers I've ever actually finished is a Shiner. I don't drink beer. That's the only beer I've ever actually finished.
It's easy to fucking go down.
Oh, yeah.
It's because it's not a true dark ale beer. It's fucking the they dye the beer. It's really a light beer.
Yeah, it's an amber light. Yeah. When I worked in the business, I know a few things. Here we go, man. I mean, that's a double shot. Here we go. First one, boys. No, I don't drink this shit straight. I actually think that if you were to have like a sipper cup of whiskey, it'd be better if you probably drunk-wise, you'd probably feel better if you sitting and drink it straight. What?
Can you drink it straight?
Yeah, me. Yeah.
Just straight?
Yeah, I can drink. Fuck yeah. I can definitely drink whiskey straight for sure. I don't do it because I think that in my alcoholic days, when I was fucking drinking a bottle damn near at night, those days I was just, if I ran out of Coke, I was just drinking it from the bottle.
Days like yesterday.
No, I'm talking about when I was drinking like 6 days a week. I don't even come close to that anymore. I'll be like if I drink once during the week.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm feeling iffy on the bottom half of the draft.
Michael says he's feeling iffy on the bottom half of the draft. As in your confidence level of who to draft?
I feel like I'm not as educated on the draft as I need to be.
I see. I wasn't either, but I kind of just winged it. I feel like I was pretty good with it, but they moved so much during those weeks. And when my phone broke, I didn't have any way to access information to like Twitter and stuff because I was out of town. My phone broke. So I looked up and there was 7 injuries when we left Austin, bro. There was like 7 injuries, like major injuries. It was crazy. Brian Thomas randomly gets traded. Brian Robinson, sorry.
Yeah, crazy offseason. Changed a lot of fucking things.
Mm-hmm.
Trades, injuries, fucking injuries to offensive lines.
Facts.
So much.
Oh, it's about to get a little wild in here, baby. 8 minutes to go. Michael over there dying. He hitting the fog machine right now. Mike hitting the fog machine, brother. All right, man. I ain't on that type of time right now, fellas. I am not on that type of time. If I do that before a draft, let's get it. Mike wore his shirt that I bought him for his birthday today. Oh, how sweet of me. If you don't know, me and this guy go back since we were in like 7th grade. Yeah, so this isn't just like a commissioner of my league. Ruru. And my dog, I'm going to go tell her to sit down a million times because she knows she's not supposed to be in here and she's a disobedient bitch. Have you all seen those damn things? I know YouTube's going to cancel me for calling my dog a bitch, but have you all seen the compilations of gentle parenting doesn't work with dogs? They have to scream at them to get them to do it. That's me. Sweetest dog in the world. Bitch is brain dead. All right. I'm texting everybody I know that I'm live. All right. Usually it takes in these types of streams, I would say it takes for me to get to like the middle of the second round before I start seeing real traction with the viewers. So I'm not tripping. Bates said, fuck you. All right. Take that first pick and suck one, pussy. I'm sick of that shit. You would have, you know what, Bates? You know what's crazy? You would have bitched if you got the 10 pick or the 5 pick and you got the 1 pick. So you kind of got rewarded, though. You get your pick of anybody. You realize that? Imagine if it was like that with women. The first pick, you get to pick any person on the board. I'm still picking the same, but just saying. Damn, bro, 5 minutes. So in this league, another thing you're going to see, guys, I'm not saying this is a sharp league. If we're being real, by the way, I think a lot of you out there think your leagues are sharp because you keep winning them, and they're not sharp leagues. I don't think there is sharp leagues unless you are like dealing with experts and stuff like that, and you're all in the same league, which don't exist for fantasy. You know why they don't exist? This is simple. To me, it's common sense and math. Hey, he gets thrown to a lot. He'll probably have a lot of receptions next year. Was that hard? Fuck no. There's no things as goddamn experts in this. I am an expert, though. I am an expert. I'll say it. Fuck it. I'll say it. I don't care. All right. 5 minutes, dog. And now I'm in here. I'm in the draft room. Anthony said, kiss D Wade. I got a 3-time champion in the building with me. A legend. I got Big Dwayne. I was about to say Big D Wade. That would have been fucking crazy. And if you're wondering if I'm cheating or something, that pick poll shit is not like a draft analyzer I just showed Michael. I thought it would, it brings up a draft board, and I thought I could put it as a ticker on my stream, but I'm not doing like OBS stream, so I can't do that. My computer hardware cannot take it. All right. Everybody is close to being in the draft room.
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minute time, baby. It's that. I'll change my name after the draft. Yeah, I don't even have any notes on me, man. I'm free balling this one. I'm free, but I kind of got my shit together already, so I'm not tripping. We still don't have LD in here, and we don't have Andy. You may need to text Andy. We know what happened last year. If you don't know what happened with Andy last year, he had a few too many and decided he was going to bed and was going to auto pick.
It doesn't show you right here. All right, bet. All right, just making sure, man. Smooches.
Michael gonna dial him, boy. LD. Gritty City is now in. Christian got in. We are missing LD. Big fella. We got dads and shit in here, man. He was in here earlier when the drafts got when the picks got revealed. So, all right, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all are gonna see me probably go no RB. Okay? It has just been my draft habit, and I'm not even gonna say pause to this. Wide receivers make me salivate. I'm not gonna lie. They do. I get real thirsty for wide receivers. That's all I want in drafts. So that's what I'm probably gonna do here. Nothing anybody can do to really stop it from being a good no RB draft for me. And you know why I do it? I'm going to keep it this simple. All right, so let's look at our positions. How many wide receiver spots are there? Right? There's 3. 3 wide receiver spots with a flex. If you have 3 wide receiver spots, if I get 3 hitters, right? I get 3 hitters at wide receiver. They may put up as much, most of the time, top wide receivers put up as much as top running backs. So I may get 3 of the same production you're getting from your 2 running backs. And then I get an elite quarterback usually, throws an extra 22 a week on top of that. And then from there, we gather up touchdown dependent running backs. That's all I can do. That's all I can do is get touchdown dependent running backs or the goal line back in a backfield, or I just start randomly picking them. I just start randomly picking running backs from each backfield, right? Not literally randomly. I'm thinking about it. I'm talking about from every backfield. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. I love looking at a 10-man roster also. When you look at a 10-man roster, it's just sexy, all of them.
Everyone's going to have a great team.
Everybody has good teams, basically.
Draft, there's a chance.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, like people usually don't have bad drafts in 10-man. It kind of falls into your lap. And then you get people like me that think they're so smart that they can just like, oh, I'm going to take this guy a little early. Idiot. Could have got him 2 rounds later. Okay. Let's do this thing.
90 seconds.
Come on, man. It's time. Damn, I wore this jersey yesterday to the bar too. I'm chilling with it. I ain't got no shame about it. I'm with it. Okay. The number 1 pick in the draft. I wonder who he's actually going to get, because he can say that and then the clock hits and you start thinking different.
100% Bijan Robinson.
100%. You think so?
Completely bullshitting me on the phone.
I don't think he did. I think you gave him the idea of Bijan, though.
Possibly.
I think you told him Bijan.
It's 50-50. They're
'Cause
both excellent.
It was weird because he said there's only one definite number 1 pick. It's obvious. And he didn't say the player's name. And Michael goes, yeah, Bijan. He goes, no. Wait, no, not him. Not him at all. I'm not getting the motherfucker, so I don't care. Dog, I honestly think he is going to be the fantasy MVP. I think Bijan Robinson is about to go absolutely apeshit this year. Mostly in a PPR format.
Said it last year. If I would have had the number 1 pick, I would have picked him.
Really?
100%.
Where did he finish last year? 3 or 4?
6.
6. And he was getting a weird snap share. We are underway. We are underway, baby. All right. Bates is on the clock. Who does he's sitting here thinking about those first 2 too. That's what's so funny. Excuse me. Who is he gonna get? I'm so he's rattled. He's fucking cooked in the brain, yo. Dead ass. All right. He's trolling right now too. He dead ass trolling. He's trolling the time. He is. He's trolling, just sitting here making us wait. He's dead ass such an asshole. Shit is crazy, man. And I really do hate a long drafter. I do hate in the first couple rounds to me. I feel like you can just, you know who you want when it comes to you, bro. Like,
especially at number 1.
Jamar Chase. We have Jamar Chase gone. Bijan insta gone. All right, Mike. It's your time. I know who Mike is leaning towards. I'm not going to say anything. That's why it also sucks when I know y'all are watching my stream, because I want to be like, ooh, I'm kind of looking at so-and-so here. But I know you motherfuckers is watching. Also, LD is still not in the draft.
It shows he was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, he's coming in and out. We're good. I was making sure. Yeah, I think you can pause the draft too on this one too, if you need to. Oh, you got Jameer. That's who Mike wanted. He's got to think. All right, Mike. What's the thought process? Can I show it? I want Jahmyr Gibbs. I didn't even know he wrote this shit. God damn. Blindsided. And I told you he was going to take him. All right. CD Lamb, fuck. I thought I would have had a chance at him, honestly. I'm not too mad at it. So now I get to pick from what receiver I want to watch play. I have a motion sensor trash can. Michael just doesn't work when he does it. Click the switch in the back. See if it's even on. There's a he's just smashing my fucking trash. Trying to open it, man. Oh shit. This is awesome. All right.
They went high on him, but
Dog, I took him number 2 yesterday.
I know Anthony wanted CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
We're interested in him. I just Saquon. I'm not. You can't go wrong with him.
I love it. And now this is a hard decision to me too. For Ant. We know I'm getting a receiver. So whatever one y'all want to take, go ahead. I'm not going to be mad at any of them. I know who I'm getting if he's there. And I don't think it's going to be who people think it is. But also, I did not release the love list. This sounds corny. I didn't want my league members to see it. I'm not going to lie. I was going to release it. He got Saquon again. Now, with the Saquon pick, I think people are over-exaggerating the regression. Guys, if he misses out on 25 yards a game, he still ends as a 1,700-yard rusher and like 13 touchdowns, bro. And that's without catching the ball. He ran for 2,000. He didn't have 2,000 scrimmage yards. He ran for 2,000. And I know the history on backs getting that many carries does not translate well the next year. I'm just not as scared of it because they got it set over there, man. They got the best O-line in football. They have a great quarterback who can keep the linebacker at bay when he's doing the read option shit. Plenty of weapons so they can't fill the box that much. Justin Jefferson, thank you. You made the decision for me.
Whoa.
I want Amon. I'm not going to lie. I want to get Amon.
Malik Neighbors at 6. Wow.
Malik Neighbors at 6 ain't wild to me, but it is at the same time. I'm taking Jettas. Y'all, I don't know. Y'all, what rookie quarterback? Y'all dead ass? Rookie quarterback? Y'all just gonna have a rookie quarterback? Dog, Kevin O'Connell is the first coach in like 50 years to win 3 back-to-back games with 3 different quarterbacks.
Got a potential top 5
player.
Yeah.
Potential top 5 guy.
It was the obvious selection.
Do you think that Sam Darnold is that good?
Gritty City, Christian McCaffrey.
You fucking dumb. I don't care about the rookie quarterback. I think even if they go down a little bit, Addison's out, I'm chilling, bro. Give me Jettas all day. One of my favorite players in the league. I've had him 3 years in this league, I think. I've had him 2 or 3 years in this league. Because the last year I had him, it was the first time he ever even rolled his ankle on a football field, and he missed the last, I think, 5 weeks of the season when I needed him the most.
How do you feel about Christian McCaffrey going number 8 overall to Christian?
Listen, that is a Christian pick. I feel like Christian is he looked at the ceiling. Every time he's picked in our drafts, he always goes ceiling. He doesn't look at anything else other than ceiling. So, I mean, Christian McCaffrey, no matter what you think of him, if he's healthy, he could be RB1, dead ass. He's still that good. He had double Achilles tendonitis. I'm not touching him.
No, I'm not touching him either, but I understand the selection.
It would take him getting to this point right now to get taken. Yo, look at the people that are still available. This is wild to me. Looking at this versus what my 12-man looked like yesterday.
Insane.
It is a whole different ball game. This is so fun. I feel like I get to draft a super team every time. LD with, to me, the safest floor, the safest player in fantasy, honestly. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown has 3 top 10 years in a row, 2 top 3 years in a row. I know we're worried about Ben Johnson. He went Amon Puka. Wow. Target funnel and Amon. And it's crazy because Puka's shit dropped. He was getting picked in the top 5 at the beginning. When we were doing it in the summer, Puka was getting picked in the top.
Potential.
Yeah.
Just uncertainty around Matthew Stafford.
Yep. Absolutely. Mostly with that back. A 40-year-old with a back injury, I'm fucking saying no.
But Puka Nacua is so good that the backup quarterback is still making fantasy relevant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he will be the little slot guy he keeps dumping it to left and right. He'll get like 8 catches for 62 yards. So far, the most outlandish pick, honestly, was probably Malik Neighbors. I can't critique the Christian McCaffrey pick. I just always say I won't pick him. I wouldn't pick him if he was available at 14 right now. I'm not kidding.
I liked Amon and Puka more than Nico, personally.
Me too.
Bobby jumped for Chase Brown.
Woo! He got Chase Brown like a hoe. Well,
He went Chase Brown over Ashton Genty. Interesting.
I would take Chase Brown over Ashton Genty too. I'm not a Genty guy, but you also got Genty in the second round. I do not like people getting Genty in the first round, so I'm not hating. He definitely went first round in my 12 man for shit sure. So, all right, we are looking at Justin Jefferson, Brian Thomas Jr. I mean,
love the running backs I'm looking at right now.
I love everything on the board right now, but I got to wait 20 picks now to draft, so I'm chilling. Yeah, I like this. I have a dude that finished 7th, by the way. Brian Thomas finished wide receiver 7. Well, that was in standard, so I don't know what it was for PPR, actually. But he finished 7th, and he had Mac Jones for 9 games. I think I'm good. I think that's solid. Without a number 2 target, without a running game, without an O-line, without a starting quarterback, top 10 wide receiver. Take it. Thanks. Let's go through here. Nico, I love Nico. I don't like him more than Amon. That's about it, though. I think I like Brian Thomas Jr. more than Nico as well, touchdown upside-wise. That's about it, though. Nico is definitely one of my favorite players in the draft. Pick Cowboys defense first. I'm good, man. Thank you. I would love to. I can't wait to see what their rank is at the end of the year, actually. I think that's fucking hilarious. Traded away Micah, man. At least you got picks back. I mean, you got a better trade than the Bears did, or the Bears did for Khalil Mack. So can't be too mad. And we thought the Khalil Mack trade was insane when it happened. Who'd you get, Mike? Let me see. I know Mike went RB. Hold on. Bucky Irving. You piece of shit. He took my running back. There was no chance I was getting him.
I liked him more than Derrick Henry even.
I like him more than Derrick Henry too. And the thing is, man, I've been saying Derrick Henry is going to be washed dead ass for 4 years straight.
It's just always a risk with this age. Like
I know, but he won't.
It's just too much.
Josh Jacobs. Yo, I'm just going to say it. I don't care. Thank you. Why the fuck was A.J. Brown just go in 9th pick in the second round? He missed 4 games and finished wide receiver 14. He had his 3rd highest yardage output, and he had the least targets he's ever had since his rookie year. What the fuck are we doing? Him, like, he's guaranteed 10 touchdowns. Do you think that about AJ? Guaranteed 10?
AJ Brown?
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I think, he averages almost 3 fantasy points per reception. Tremendous value.
Disgusting. I can't believe he's going that low in drafts. I was devastated when I think he got sniped from me in my 12 man. Still a lot of interesting players here, man. And I hate the 3rd round wide receivers. I fucking hate them.
Bates should be ecstatic right now.
Bates should be so happy. He wants to take them. I know who he's going to take. I'll write it down on my hand. I'm telling you, he's going to take them. Wait, back to back. I'm saying he's going to take him here. He's going to take him at one of these 2 picks. Guarantee it. Derrick Henry. I feel like you can't complain about a Derrick Henry pick. You can't. I don't know if I take him over Jonathan Taylor per se, but I don't hate it. He's thinking about it. I'm telling you, he's thinking about the player that I said that I wrote down. 57 seconds. Come on, Bates. Yeah, Derrick Henry, I feel like he's always going to be fantasy relevant. I don't know, but it's just like how fantasy relevant. Is he going to be RB 15 or is he going to be RB 9? Hey, baby. Nia has entered the chat. She's here with the pizza, fresh off going to a play with her mother. Classy ass. You classy as shit. What'd they do? They put jalapenos on your pizza? Why don't you tell them? I'm sorry.
I got y'all a thin crust and a regular crust.
Okay.
You can choose. These are not one pizza.
For me and him, babe, he's been filling up on buffalo chicken dip and jalapeno poppers.
Don't worry. I can always eat.
You can take it with you.
You can. I said I was gonna buy you a pizza anyways. Take that shit. You wanna come give me a kiss? You can give me a kiss on cam. You scared? You look beautiful.
Thanks, no.
They selected Jonathan Taylor. Great pick.
You got Jonathan Taylor. All right. So the one that I wrote down actually was Brock Bowers. No, I was showing them my hand
Oh.
that has it written down. Nia thought I was covering the cam. Fuck no. I don't care if they see it. The cord? Oh. I apologize. I am so hot. I'm so fucking hot. Tyreek Hill. I don't know how to feel about Tyreek because I had him last year. I think he injured his wrist, and I think he did have trouble breaking off on the presses and stuff. I really do think that. But I also think the Dolphins are a bomb waiting to happen. Michael goes and gets Brock. Ugh, I was praying he would fall. I was praying he'd fall to me. I know who I'm picking here if he's available. Yeah. I know who I'm getting. I think the league knows who I'm getting right here. Rashid Raceway goes Lamar. He sniped my pick. That's who I was getting. You're a piece of shit. And he did that on purpose. That's the thing. Anthony got Lamar. He's a piece of shit. It's all right. It's okay. I don't know what the fuck he has against me, but that's fine. Damn. I really wanted Lamar there. This kind of scrambled me. I'm not going to lie. This fucking scrambled me. Yeah. Let me get a little drunk in there. It's all good. Okay. Well, Anthony kind of fried my fucking brain just now. So I'm kind of in a shitty position where I don't know who I want. Trey McBride got taken. That's who I wanted next. So now I'm really fried. I think I know who I'm going to get here. We're going to look.
I knew you wanted McBride.
Yeah. I want all the elite tight ends. So I have a great duo. God damn. I don't like any of these running backs. I hate all these running backs, man. I don't know what I'm getting from James Cook. He had fucking 1 million touchdowns last year. Amari and Hampton feels like their whole team is going to be disintegrated by like October. I'm going to reach for a guy here, and this is what I do every time. I hate this top four. I'm going Garrett. I haven't had him yet. I haven't got to draft Garrett. I'll get Garrett in the third round because I know eventually the wide receiver run's about to happen. So I gotta invest in one of my guys early. This has been a weirder draft. A lot of people are picking different positions than usual.
Jumping up for some people.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a way different draft than I expected for this league, honestly. Like Anthony is not well. He did get Josh Allen early last year. I'm tripping. He likes getting the running quarterbacks actually in the 10-mans.
Jason selecting Josh Jacobs second round.
Yeah,
Jumped up to get him.
I didn't even notice that.
He was available. I was going to select him over Brock Bowers. But he took him early.
He took him super early to me. I don't know what RB he went, but
More third round value.
and Devon Chain lasted to me kind of too long.
Yeah, really
He went
long.
17th.
I almost had an opportunity to
Or
I wasn't
15th.
even thinking about drafting him in the second round.
I thought it was impossible. Like, I don't particularly, once again, I don't like that Dolphin situation, but Devon Chain, I told y'all his rookie year to get him. And then he had that 150-point week and didn't do much. But I'm high on him. I just do not like that Dolphins. Ugh, it's a gross situation. But he will get fed. Devon Chain is going to get fucking fed. That's a fact. Go sit down. Her mother came home. Now she's very excited. Terry McLaurin by Lucas. It's a good pick, though. I actually like Terry this year a lot. Yeah. I would have taken him that high, too. I was thinking about actually taking him. That's why I didn't put him in the top 4 that I didn't like Terry.
Taking him that high. He had a lot of touchdowns last year, and I don't know if he can have that same amount. He doesn't get enough receptions for me. But he is a very good player, no question.
I have a chance to have a super team at wide receiver here. I know that I'm going to have a chance at the 2 guys that I want in this round. So, because Alvin Kamara, this is a guy that I hate. You know why? Hate him. Dude, I'm sorry. I cannot draft players on teams that already the Saints are they may get the 1 pick. I'm not drafting a Brown. I'm not drafting a Saint. None of that. T. Higgins. Another player I dislike. Now, I was sitting here and I did it on my hate list. Name another wide receiver who is the number 2 on his team that gets picked in the first 3 rounds. You can't fucking name one. What, Devontae maybe? But he usually goes way after T. That's the thing. I've never been a T. Higgins guy. Never. I feel like his ceiling is wide receiver 15. I don't want that. I want a dude who I can think can get like top 10 wide receiver. But he will. I also see the value with that defense and Joe Burrow slinging the pill 45 times a game. I totally see it. I'm not saying I don't understand the pick, but
something about picking number 2s that high just concerned me.
That's me too, Mike. I don't like picking number 2 receivers that high.
Unless you're, and the same with running backs, unless you're Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. Nasty. Can't believe he snagged that from you. Go sit down, mama.
Not really. It was realistic. But
Yeah. I honestly, his ADP's kind of dropped over the last few weeks. Gibbs was going at the beginning of the season. He was going against before Bijan sometimes. And a lot of mocks and stuff that I was doing. George Kittle. These are the things I don't like to see during drafts. Are y'all serious? I get Marvin Harrison Jr. too. I'm thinking, man. Fuck. I want Marvin and Mike right here, bro. Let me scan the board. Jaden Daniels is still there. God damn. I think, you know what? I'm not doing my strat this year. I can wait on quarterback. Yep. We're waiting on quarterback. We are going with Marvin Harrison Jr. All right. Bam. Bing. Bow. Boom. Y'all have DK. Y'all can have Jackson Smith and Jigba. Please take those guys. Y'all are taking Tet over Mike Evans, bro. What the fuck are these ADPs? Insane to take Tet over Mike.
Ted, who's Ted?
Tet. Tettori, I just don't like even trying to say his name. It's disrespectful. All right, Marvin Harrison, the reason I like him, like I've said a million times, I like the breakout candidates, man. I like the breakout candidates. And the only guy I'm worried about on my team is Garrett Wilson. And I'm not worried about him, but I understand the other side of he could flop because of Justin Fields. I don't give a fuck who's throwing him the ball. He was wide receiver 20 his rookie year. I believe it was his rookie year. He had Mike White throwing to him. He had Joe Flacco throwing to him, and he had Zach Wilson throwing to him, 3 different quarterbacks. So I'm not worried about it. He finished wide receiver 11 last year, and Devontae Adams was getting spammed when he got traded for. So I am not worried about him whatsoever. Jaden Daniels. I love it. I love the pick. I just didn't do it. I didn't do it this year in this one. But what I'm not going to do, what I did that one year when I drafted Trevor Lawrence, and I kept switching between Trevor Lawrence and Derek Carr, I'm not waiting until the 11th round to pick a quarterback again. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. I don't hate him at this point. If you're picking him round 4, I love it. In round 3, I hate it. I hate it in round 3. Because I still like Ladd McConkey more than Jackson. And the thing is, I'm not down on Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. I actually like him a lot. Oh, you got Ladd? Nice. Ladd, I like him in this round too. I like the value there. I also think they're not going to throw the ball a lot, but they're going to throw enough, and he is the number 1 target. I do feel like Trey Harris got drafted for a reason, to be a deep ball threat, maybe the red zone target, because that's what he was great at Ole Miss. Shout out Trey. Yeah. I can't believe Mike Evans has lasted this long, and I know y'all are watching the stream. I don't care. Why the fuck is Mike Evans available right now? DK Metcalf, man. There he goes. Goodbye to Mike Evans, my dog. This may be a year where I don't even own a Buccaneer. That's crazy. Last year I had Chris Godwin in the 12-man. He was wide receiver 1 until he broke his leg. He was fucking amazing last year. Who had Chris Godwin in our league? Is that Andy? Was it me? I don't know.
See, I feel like McConley, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's similar to St. Brown in just regards of they're just consistent. Like they're consistent, good options, high floor on a really daily basis.
That's what I said.
He dropped too. And I do know that Keenan Allen is going to take targets because I do still think Keenan Allen is actually decent.
Get out of here.
Conley, there's just something about your number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah. No, I respect that. That's what my whole point with him, I didn't think he was a bad pick when I was talking about him in my kind of like my love-hate list. I just think that he was going a little too high. But I did say he had a great safe floor. Very high, steady floor. I mean, his floor is going to be, but his ceiling is going to be 20-something. I know that's a high floor, but I just don't see him getting like 24, 25 on a like even 5 times this year, to be honest with you. But he is going to be a safe 14 to 18 point player basically every time you line him up out there. So Bates is doing what he should be doing right now. Oh, yeah. Bates got a good team going on. He is trying to get the highest points possible, get the most touchdowns possible right now. And I know that sounds like everybody does that, but I'm talking about from his big gap in drafting where he's going to get back-to-back and then wait 2 rounds to draft. It seems like he's doing what he needs to. Got him a running quarterback because you don't want to risk it at this point either, bro. There's going to be a quarterback run at some point in like 2 seconds. There's going to be a quarterback run in the next round or the one after that. So get the good quarterback. I should have went Jaden, man. It's all right. I don't regret a thing. I don't regret a goddamn thing. Let's go back to mine. I forgot what my thing is. 7th pick. I forgot to the gulag. I forgot what my name was. All right. James Conner. I don't hate James Conner. I just, you know what I mean? Blah. Okay. Kenneth Walker. I like the pick. I know who I'm getting if I can. Let's keep surfing the board. Yeah, I'll get you one. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah. Right up here. You can talk out loud, Michael.
Yeah, I'm trying to lock into.
Michael whispered at me. He's like, "Hey, you got this." I was like, "Yeah." You can plug it in here, bro. Okay, bet. All right. Kenneth Walker, I do like the pick. I just think he gets injured so goddamn often.
He does. That's why
Yeah.
He's healthy. He's fucking excellent.
I'm looking at tight end here. Looking at tight end heavy. Let's see who the next guy picks, because I have a chance to get a guy that I absolutely love that I'm not even going to really look at right now, so people don't get the idea. Man, the Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt thing kind of scares me. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going to happen there. Andy's thinking. Andy's plotting. Who will this is going to make or break my draft right here. And not really, but I'm going to act like it does because I want this dude so fucking bad. Hey. Do it to it. Love that. All right. Andy's taking the whole clock. He don't know who he wants, huh?
This is a very interesting draft. Different.
It's just so different.
Last year was almost like an auto draft.
That piece of shit took him.
We were right. You said he was going in the 5th round.
I told you he was going in the 5th round. Motherfucker definitely was going. Fuck. That's who I wanted. All right. Transition. Okay. Listen. I think I have to be happy with Patty in the 5th. I'm not going to lie. I think they get back to what they used to do. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking him again. Let's go. I can get the running back I want in a round, I think. We'll see. We'll see if I'm correct on that or not. There's another thing I might want to do, actually. Oh, I can't talk about it. I'll talk about it when I get to the draft. Okay, so we got Patty, Justin Jefferson, Brian Thomas Jr., Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr. Honestly, the Patty pick, I don't think I'm going to regret that. The running backs here, I don't like. Chuba Hubbard, I know he was great last year. I have a feeling they're going to be splitting carries in that backfield. Breece Hall is a useless fantasy player this year. I probably shouldn't be speaking on it, so one of you idiots can take him. I like Swift. I like Pollard. I like Aaron Jones. I like RJ Harvey. I like a million of these running backs because this is where I usually draft running backs, so I'm kind of used to them being down here. Woo-wee! All right. Joe Burrow went before Patty. That's reasonable. DJ Moore. I didn't even see that he went. Love DJ Moore this year. I absolutely love him.
I'm big on Chicago.
I like Chicago. Yeah, me too. I like Chicago a lot.
I think Caleb Williams is going to improve, and they just have a lot of weapons.
Cortland Sutton, another player I fucking love this year. Only red zone target they got, guys. Marvin Mims and Franklin are not big statured guys. I think he is going to get spammed in the red zone. Spammed. And ever since he came back from his injury, if you've ever seen Cortland Sutton, he's a very good receiver. And every time you drafted him, there's always something off about it, like Russell Wilson was dog shit, or he got hurt, or he is the year off injury. But now it seems like he's come back to kind of stabilize and be a reliable fantasy wide receiver. Tony Pollard gone right after I mentioned him. Boom. Chuba Hubbard gone. Boom. Lucas is drafting Chuba Hubbard just based off what he saw in college. I know it. Ain't no way Lucas saw Chuba Hubbard play football last year in the NFL. He definitely saw him play at college, though, watching Big 12 shit. All right. Mr. Unstoppable's back. Is that Ant-Man as his fucking thing, or is that a Star Wars? I hate DK Metcalf no matter where you get him. I'm not going to lie.
Has had one fantasy relevant season. That was in 2021.
Yeah.
Like,
not
4 years ago.
Last year, dog, he was like supposed to be the number one receiver, and he got taken over by a rookie.
I think Aaron Rodgers will make them better, but relying on Aaron Rodgers to make that wide receiver relevant is
It-
just unrealistic.
My point. He's also a Steelers fan, so he waited. I know LD wanted to take his ass like 2 rounds ago, but he waited. He was like, you know what? I'm going to wait this time. Let's see. I like these running backs still, by the way. I still would not take Breece Hall right here. I wouldn't take him in the 6th round, bro.
He's going to be relevant if he's going to be
Traded, and he might get traded. That's the thing.
Very, very likely.
Dude, I did not know Xavier Worthy was still available. Holy shit.
A lot of meat left.
Oh, there's a lot of good players left, dude. That's why I love the 10-mans. I never feel like I'm out of the loop here. All right, there's a lot of running backs I like here. A lot of them. I mean, a lot. I don't need this, but I'm not mad at it. Tight end. I like some of these tight ends. When's the next time I draft? I have to take a running back here. I dead ass have to. Well, how does everybody else look? Let's see. This dude's loaded up. He's loaded up. Devontae Smith. Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking at all the teams. Everybody else got all their running backs. Nah, we're doing it. I'm getting them.
Nice. Yeah, I told you I like that Bears offense.
Yeah. I love him. I made a whole video about him. I just think last year when they were putrid, Andy won the championship with him at his running back. Like, they were awful last year, and I don't even think DeAndre Swift is like a good running back. I think there's lots of film out there showing him not being able to see where a hole's at. But in this offense, I think he's just going to get too much opportunity not to take him. And mostly in the 6th round, I think a guy that basically, I think his floor is like RB 20, 25. And I hate to tell y'all, that's what I look for when I'm doing no RB. I cannot sit here and go, bro, I need 2 top 10 running backs. That would be dumb as shit. I'm sitting here praying I get 2 guys. Like Tony Pollard last year, he finished like top, I think if he would have played the last 2 weeks when he was hurt, he would have finished top 18, 17. That's all I need. That's all I need. It didn't work out last year because my receiver picks were god-awful, but let's see what happens. Oh, yes. All right, I'm going to start going through some teams and seeing what's really, all right, what's really. Calvin Ridley leaves the draft pool. I wanted him. I just didn't want to wait that long for him. And I honestly have started to realize that no RB is bad in these because you can get receivers so late in this draft. You can get receivers so late. All right, IR team, Bates. I don't hate it. He kind of set off rip. He was going RB heavy this year, right? He said, I'm getting RB. So now what he's looking at when he gets down to his wide receivers, there is still a lot of good wide receivers available. There's a hell of a lot of see on yours, it does register as cornerback. On my other draft, it didn't register as cornerback. Mm-hmm. Man, even Rashee Rice with that suspension, I think, is worth taking a chance on. I'm not fully out on Jalen Waddle just because of his pure talent. I'm not saying we have anything to prove that he is relevant. I'm strictly going off Jalen Waddle is like a damn good wide receiver. And it seemed like Tua and him were connecting more last year than they ever did. He wasn't even looking at Tyreek. So now and that's also his former college teammate. So now I'm very curious with this Tyreek situation. It seems like a trade's going to happen. It seems something bad is happening there. And all the offseason bullshit, if you haven't seen it, like Mike McDaniels is like, I'm sick of Tyreek shit. Like deadass said that. Yeah, I think it's going to be a rough season. I think it's going to be how the Cowboy season was last year is going to be the Dolphin season. It's going to be a fucking hell season, but everybody is going to be generally healthy. Except for fucking scrambled egg brains. Mike's coming down to the wire. What'd you think about Mike? Yep. Breeze! Oh, baby. I'm sorry for the shaking, by the way. I got a new desk. It's on you, and I got to tighten all the screws and shit. It's on me. Okay. He did drop too far. That's why I can't hate it. Because who knows? Breece Hall might end up being the goal line back. And he's your flex. So flex obviously is a interchangeable position. I just don't. The one thing I don't like, Michael has a injury-prone running back as his RB2 and a guy who I think ceiling is very low at his flex. I'm not hating on it. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to end up being wide receiver 1. I think he is. I said it on my love list. I haven't released it, but I think he's going to be wide receiver number 1 this year. And I don't think fantasy-wise, in real life, there is a gap between Jamar, Justin, and A.J. Brown to me than everybody else. Fantasy-wise, I don't think there's a massive gap between CD and the number 1 wide receiver. So, is what it is. She chilling. Fuck it. Big Rue in the building. So, last couple picks. Calvin Ridley, love the pick. Coming off back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with Mason Rudolph and Will Levis. Now, he knows, y'all know, I all have bias towards Calvin Ridley. I do. I don't know what it is. He got caught gambling. I thought he was my homie.
Has not proven anything since Atlanta. It's just too many years of it just not being relevant.
Bro.
Wide receiver 30 last year. I mean, that's to me his ceiling. I just don't. Until he proves it, then I don't know. But, I mean, it's good value at wide receiver 3. I just went with a higher upside player.
Fair. To me, I think Calvin Ridley has been put in such shitty positions because he had 1 year where he was the wide receiver 1 in Atlanta. And he was wide receiver 7, I believe, that year. And then he gets moved to Tennessee, where he has literally the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. To me, if you can put up, I know he was wide receiver 30. I believe he was wide receiver 21 the year before that. I could be crazy, 25, something like that. I could be nuts. Either way, I think if you put up 1,000 yards with dog shit quarterbacks, I have to respect it. And Cam Ward is going to heave him the rock. Cam Ward's going to spam him. He came out in the preseason, was like, yo, this is one of the best. This is like the best receiver I've ever played with. It's like one of the best route runners I've ever seen. So I think he's going to get the ball a lot. But the question I really have with a rookie offense, how many times are they going to score? Now, I think Tony Pollard was fantasy relevant last year, but he had to get 4 carries inside the 1 to become fantasy relevant. He had to fall into the end zone. So that's what I'm really worried about. But I believe in Cam Ward. I actually love him. But I'm waiting till next year to kind of invest in that team and see what they actually bring in around him. I don't think Tony Pollard's going to be there next year, to be honest. So I would like to see what that turns into. All right. Last couple picks. We got Jerry Jeudy. Hate him. I don't want anything to do with Jerry Jeudy, and he took Jalen Waddle. See, this is where Bates is going to lose his draft. Those 2 guys. With Jerry Jeudy, what are you looking at? You know, I think it was 9 weeks inside the top 30, 8 weeks outside the top 30, and 6 of those weeks were like outside the top 50. So his floor is like bottom of the barrel, and his ceiling is not that high to me. With Joe Flacco, Njoku has way more value than him to me. So, and I don't know if he's been taken. I hope I ain't, influencing, but it is what it is. I like what you got going on so far, Mike, though. Let's get to my team so I can actually see what the fuck I need. And I'm gonna hop over and see if something's there real quick.
Jameson Williams.
Okay, who I want is there. We're good. I'm just gonna start going to flex and scrolling because I mentioned Mike Evans and he got picked 2 picks later, and then I mentioned some shit and it got picked the next round. So, but this is why I do this shit. I don't care if people do that. David Montgomery. What do you think about David? I don't want him.
I think he's getting older.
Yes.
He's an RB2. I think they are going to rely on Jahmyr Gibbs
More.
heavily.
Even more.
Jahmyr Gibbs is going to me, get the volume that Bijan Robinson got last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I do not really like David Montgomery if he's going to be your RB2 or even flex. I like him off of the bench.
That's what I said. Because I don't ever want, like right now I'm in an RB2 situation. I don't ever want my RB2. I'd love RJ Harvey, dog. I'm so glad I just got him. Oh, pass catching running back on it, guys. I just go off like history of shit. And if you can just name off the tip of your tongue, Ayo, Sean Payton running backs, they're always relevant. I think a couple years ago with Russ, they weren't. Last year, it was weird because they didn't have their own guy. They didn't draft a guy. They didn't have a guy they heavily invested in. Every preseason game, RJ Harvey's with the starters the whole time, and he has no competition with him. So I'm in on RJ Harvey. And I don't even think his touchdown upside is that high or anything like that. I just think he's just going to be getting tossed the rock a lot. And I'm getting him in, the 7th round? And the guy I really want is still next. All right, let's keep going. Let's not keep bragging on my team. Isaiah Pacheco, I love the pick. I think we've gone too far with Isaiah Pacheco. We got to come back to the median. It's one of those things in fantasy we always do. Jameson Williams, I don't think he is what some people think. I don't even know if Michael thinks this. I'm not even asking him. Some people think Jameson has the potential to be a top 20 wide receiver. I think that is also possible, but lesser percentage than most people. But I think him as like your wide receiver 3-4 is amazing because he's going to be a touchdown monster some weeks. Isaiah Pacheco, once again, love him. Emeka Egbuka, you're talking to a Bucs fan. I got the jersey on. I love the pick. I don't think he's going to be as relevant as y'all think he is, though. I don't. And mostly, well, now he is. I think Mike is going to eat up a lot of it. I think he's going to have some very good weeks. Chris Godwin did pass his physical going into the season, so he didn't have to go on the PUP list. I know we probably slipped a note under the doctor's door, probably threw him a little bill or two, you know what I mean? Maybe a ticket. Maybe we gave him a ticket. You never know. But Emeka is going to be very good, and I think he's great value. I just think it's going to be a short-term ball-out sesh, if that makes sense. I do. Because I think Chris Godwin's going to come back. I think Jalen McMillan is going to come back. And then we're going to have to mold these pieces together. We're going to be rotating guys in and out. It's going to be a weird transition. So that's what I'm looking at. And now I have a chance to get the guy I've been wanting for a couple rounds. I'm really liking it. Let's start looking at RB still. I don't really hate any of these. I'm just not fully in on them, if that makes sense. Wide receiver. I do like a lot of I like a few wide receivers right here. I do. Baker Mayfield also. I think he should be probably a 5th. I think he should be a 5th round pick, to be honest. I think he should be up there with not the running quarterbacks, but he is up there with the Patties. He just isn't getting drafted with the Patties. And I took Patty early as shit. I probably could have waited another round or two, but I'm not tripping. I didn't like any of the other position players there, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, so I'm going to get my guy. So y'all are... No, he sniped me! I thought I had it, Mike. Almost had the stack. Travis Kelce caught 7 passes inside the 10-yard line last year, guys. 2 touchdowns. He was number 3 in the league. The guys above him, George Kittle, 8 catches, had 6 touchdowns. Jonnu Smith tied with him, had 7 catches, just like Travis, had 6 touchdowns. And the Chiefs always pass inside the 5. I'm pissed. But guess what? We didn't mention TJ Hawkinson. I think he's a baller. I'm still in between on him and David Njoku, but what do I always tell y'all? Hey, if we're making a decision, let's go with the higher level offense. We're going to go TJ Hawkinson here. I'm cool with it. I love it. I could have went RB again, but I think y'all have the league has picked so many RBs that I think I'm gonna get a chance to get what I want at the end. So I ain't tripping. I am not tripping. Halfway through the draft, how we feeling, Mike?
I'm feeling good. I took a couple of gambles, but I think it's necessary in order to win a championship to take some gambles. Players that I didn't like Breece Hall, but I do like him as a flex. Wasn't in love with Jameson Williams, but he's going to be consistent wide receiver 3. Because I really was shooting for a Devontae Smith type player for wide receiver 3.
Okay.
Jameson Williams fits that.
Nice. I agree. I obviously feel great. Now, if I was to look at the downside of my team, obviously the running backs are in question with a rookie and with DeAndre Swift, who I feel like could get his job taken at any moment in time. You never know. Mostly with how hard Ben Johnson's been going. Seems like he's trying to set a tone there. So he's been cursing Caleb out and shit like that. I think he could get replaced pretty quickly. But really with me, downside is if you're worried about Garrett Wilson and who's throwing him the ball, that's on you. I have no fears of that. That's how talented I think Garrett Wilson is. I like Tyrone Tracy. I knew Anthony liked Tyrone Tracy. That's why I didn't mention him earlier, honestly. I was going to say, I like Tyrone Tracy, but then I was like, nah, I'm not going to hoe Anthony like that. There's a running back I'm eyeing right here, too. So we're going to keep that one in as well. I think he's the highest level out of these RB2s coming up. Now, Travis Hunter. Great pick to me because we don't know. In this league, we did something different, all right? The tackles and stuff are going to count. They're going to count. Not for a lot of points. It's like half a point for a tackle or something like that and a whole point for an interception. But I thought it was a cool wrinkle to make them worth it, so fuck it. Yeah, I think I got a super team over here, but everybody probably does. And also, I'm picking guys who I love. The love list that I'm going to drop later today has R.J. Harvey on it, has Brian Thomas Jr. on it, has Garrett Wilson on it, and it has Marvin Harrison Jr. on it. I think I said his name twice, but no, I said Brian Thomas Jr. Yeah, I mean, I have 4 of the guys that are on my love list, so I can't be too mad. Nobody on the hate list because I think they are undraftable. And with TJ Hawkinson, people forget that Jordan Addison is suspended. He's been a reliable target. It's a year off the injury. He came back last year from it. It's a whole year past the injury. And he was hooping last year, too, when he came back. TJ Hawkinson's like an elite fantasy tight end for real. So, and he has been that way since he was in the Lions. And that's why I'm confident in him because he's shown it in 2 different places, 2 different offenses. So I think he's a reliable target. But I'm going to get this vape real quick. It's fucking hot as shit. And the air is on 7. Look at y'all. Look at you. Look at you, little cute. Ain't got your butt on? Come on, man. Ugh. I ain't gonna lie, I might be wife beatered out the rest. I don't care.
How do you feel about Matthew Golden?
Matthew Golden. I think he's been underdrafted, if you want me to be honest, guys. I think this is a team that's been looking for a wide receiver 1 for years. They go and draft Christian Watson very early. They get Jaden Reed. He seems like he's the one. They invest in these tight ends. Romeo Dobbs was also getting invested in.
It's open. It's open. It's anyone's game.
Yeah.
Wide receiver 1.
To me, at that offense, it can be anybody, and we saw flashes of Jaden Reed, but I don't think you have that many investments in wide receiver and take one in the first round if you don't think he's going to be an impact player. So I just think he's been undervalued, and he can be a huge rookie breakout coming down the end of the year, honestly. Stephon Diggs was also a sleeper that I liked. I kind of liked him because I like Drake May a lot. I do like him at his value because I think he's going to be the go-to target. We get David Montgomery off the board. Bates has had a rough draft to me, man.
You got a security blanket.
Yeah. He's got Jamar. And that's the thing. When you get the 1 pick, this is how your drafts can go. Dog, we saw Andy last year get a Jamar Chase 52 piece a couple times, and it didn't matter what the teammates did. It just didn't matter. So, all righty. Oh, my neck, my back, all that. I'm gonna wife beater, bro. I'm gonna fucking I don't give a shit. Hot. All right. I wonder. Because to me, he has to be needing of a receiver. Okay, I like Mark Andrews in the 9th. I like that. Ain't gonna lie. I like Mark Andrews a lot in the 9th. A lot. But I also don't think tight ends last forever. He's old, man. And last year, the fact that he's going this late is kind of crazy because last year he had like the best year you could possibly dream of him. Didn't he have 11 touchdowns last year, I believe? Jaylen Warren goes, I have no comment until I'm ready to draft. That's what I'll say. I have no comment until it's my pick, and then we'll see. I don't want to speak on anybody coming up right now, so... Oh, man. You about to get it? Michael said he's getting his quarterback. He's going back to pick 6 Knicks. I knew he was before you even clicked it. I knew he was going back to pick 6 Knicks, baby. Let's fucking go. No, he is nice. And he is a running upside quarterback. He's nice. I doubted him so much because I just watched him play at Auburn and I thought he was such a fucking bum.
Guy,
it's crazy.
All right.
I love mine for sure.
Could really work out.
No, it could because he could be their pass catching back because the other two are not good at catching the ball. Braylon Allen is not known for catching the ball.
Bro, he's been he's in the top 60 of overall picks.
Yeah, I think because, and it may be a thing here where we're undervaluing him so much that he's just like his reputation's done in the fantasy community. Like, what's his floor? It has to be like RB 20 to 25.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, it depends. Some people have him like a 19, 18,
yeah.
20.
Like that 20, to me, that's his floor.
Between like 18 and 25, yes.
Yeah, unless they just abandon him, which they may. All right. There's a lot of relevant names up here. I'm going to go with Caleb Johnson. All right, and this is why. I don't particularly like this offense. They made my hate list, and I just took them. So, for the record, I just have never seen – has Jaylen Warren, since he's been in Pittsburgh, been the goal line back? No. With Najee, with anybody. And I think Caleb Johnson is almost a replica of how Najee kind of plays. He's just a little bit more explosive. He is kind of the same build. He ran a slower 40. He's not the greatest pass catcher. Like, he isn't a great prospect, but I think he's going to be a good player because he plays for the Steelers and they're going to give him the fucking rock probably 17 times a game. I truly believe that. And I just want to know how they play. We're going to know around week 3 how they're going to play. Are they going to rely on Rodgers heavily and they're going to have Jaylen Warren in there pass protecting and throwing the rock to him? Or are they going to be spamming the run like they always do? I think we're going to find out pretty early on. And there are a couple running backs I like here. I think I know who I think Michael should take. I'm not going to say it out loud because he'll get taken. Still a lot of good available quarterbacks also. I think CJ Stroud has been shit on for no reason. He has weapons everywhere. How do you tell me that Nico Collins is a first-round wide receiver and Jaden Higgins is a sleeper, but the quarterback isn't even getting drafted. That doesn't make any logical sense. It doesn't at all. I don't understand how that even makes sense. CJ should at least be on somebody's fucking roster. His ADP is lower than JJ McCarthy's. Fucking absurd. I also think Dak is being hella disrespected going this deep. Evan Ingram, I feel like LD's had Evan Ingram like 5 years in a row. I swear to God, he gets him every year. Mr. Unstoppable, to me, just got one of the best picks in the draft. I've been trying to keep it on the low, honestly. Chris Godwin is going to come back and slay shit. It was a break. They're saying he can run full speed right now. He just is having problems with the breaking in and outs and all that. They say he looks pretty damn healthy for what he did to his leg. I love that pick. Love it. Nick Chubb looks washed as fuck. He is the starting running back, and you're getting a running back one on the depth chart. I don't think he's going to end if Nick Chubb comes back from that injury again, because he blew up his knee twice. If he comes back from that injury and is even a top 20 running back, he's one of the greatest, most toughest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Period. Mr. Unstoppable, you watching the stream, bud? Huh? Dak Prescott, once again, second in MVP voting the last time he was healthy. They have a irrelevant offense, or irrelevant defense. I apologize. Very talented on offense. So we have a lot of sleeper picks here at wide receiver. I have to invest in a backfield that I love. I'm going ETN here. I need running backs. I think the Dallas backfield, me and Michael just talked about this. I think it's going to be a joke this year, and I think they're going to trade for a running back. J.K. Dobbins, I've said it every year. His fucking legs are made out of styrofoam, and you know how I know? Because mine are too. All right? Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is an interesting case. I actually like Eckler a lot better than him, just because what does Eckler do the most, and what is he great at? Scoring touchdowns in the red zone, catching the ball, running in from inside 5 yards. He isn't a big play guy, excuse me, but he just has like a nose for the end zone, man. He's great. Austin Eckler is always going to find the end zone. So I like that pick more than Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. I think he just got a lot of fantasy relevance because they drafted him, and Brian Thomas Jr. got traded, and I think he could be a late season breakout, but sitting there with him for a couple weeks, if you're starting him, which you shouldn't be in the 10th round, would be annoying. Love Jordan Mason. I was thinking about taking him actually when I took Caleb, but then I was like, nah, I'm going to take a RB who I think could be the RB1 of another backfield. So I took me some ETN. I did. I think he is too. Did he? He did? He stole it. I saw him last round. He wanted Ricky Pearsall. I already have an idea of who Michael should take, but I'm not going to say it until after he picks twice. Still a lot of fantasy relevant twos here in the RB section. Still a lot of relevant QBs that you could take for QB twos. I think Lucas made a mistake there taking Dak because there's still the Drake Mays and the Justin Fields. I think he made a mistake. Some sleepers here at tight end if you've been waiting. I don't know who's still waiting on TE. Most of y'all have filled the roster spot. Yeah. Everybody's got a tight end, I guess, huh? Nope. Anthony does not have a tight end. I think I know who Anthony's going to take at tight end. I almost guarantee it because I think me and him both like him a lot. And now you got to think, Mike. Here we go, boys. All right, drink number 2 is coming up. And remember, guys, after the draft, me and Michael are just going to You took who I said you should have taken, baby. Get the handcuff, because every time Kenneth goes down, that motherfucker is 20 points again. That is who I said in my head. I was like, Michael should draft him. He got the guy that I was thinking of, so that's good. I just think if you're investing that highly in Kenneth, you got to get the backup, mostly when he's that good.
Dude, he is that good.
And you know what's crazy? He's that good, but Kenneth Walker is so good, they don't take him off the field.
No,
It's wild.
he's the
Charbonnet is amazing. Bro, I saw him play. I believe he played at UCLA. I believe I watched him play.
That was the only strategy if you draft Kenneth Walker.
You have to get – see, in our league, in my 12-man, with how running back heavy it is, you would have to get – right when they see Kenneth go, everybody's thinking, I'm getting Zach Charbonnet, so this guy's going to have to trade with me or I have a fantasy-relevant running back. You would have to overdraft for Zach.
To take Ricky Pearsall and then wait 6 picks to try to get
Zach,
I mean, he could have got sniped if people really know what they're doing.
We move, brother.
Juan Jennings, interesting. Don't know what to think about that.
He's amazing with Ayuk and them off the field. Last year, he showed what he can do. I think who had him? Did Justin have him again last year? I played somebody later on in the year, and Juwan Jennings went absolutely bananas on me when Ayuk got hurt. Went absolutely nuts. Man, I got the best receiver group. That's all I want in every draft. Justin Jefferson and Brian Thomas, bro. If those two pan out how I think, if I can get two top 5. Yes.
Nice.
If I can get 2 top 7 guys, my God. I love that. And Bates's roster is hella top heavy, and I like the Jaden Reed pick. Dude, I think you can draft any receiver in Green Bay, and when you have a bye week, that dude can possibly get you like 15.
So like with Jaden Reed, we've seen it. There's
That's
reason
also the thing,
for
yes.
Matthew Golden, in my opinion, why draft him in the first round?
Yeah. And he's that talented, bro. And I also think Matthew Golden's numbers holding him back, man. He's wearing number 22 at wide receiver. He looks fucking crazy. He looks fucking nuts out there. Looks like a goddamn practice squad player. I'm not looking at – I don't even –
said Jaden Reed's poop pick.
Poop? Yeah. I think he was so off and on last year. Like at the beginning of the season, we all thought he was going to be hella fantasy relevant because he had a lot of good weeks at the beginning, but he ended up drifting off. And Andy was starting him like every week, and he still won the chip. So when you have Jamar, once again, you can do whatever you want. That is the weird thing about Jamar, though. And I may be totally wrong. I need to go look at his stats. I just feel as though some years he's just off and on. Let's see. I need to see his week-to-week shit, honestly.
Good pick.
Who got taken?
Jacoby.
Oh, yeah. He got him Ja'Cory, and that's okay. I like it. Mostly in 11th round, bro. That's a dude that could get 15 touches a game. No shit. Oh, man, I love this team so much. Wow. And I'm not even the guy like post-draft that's like, I love this team. I think I've ranked my team. When I've been ranking these teams, I've been below the top half, I think the majority of the time. Because I start sobering up while I start doing the notes, and I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck did I do? All right, drink number 2, baby. Let's rock. You don't want to get any food, baby? You don't want a pizza? You don't want to pick off the jalapenos? Okay. You ain't going to interrupt this at all. We're sitting here doing dumb shit. And when we do the rankings, Michael will just pull up his chair, hopefully, and we can knock this shit out. Oh, man, it's been a good day. And I'm off work tomorrow. Oh, man. I'm killing at work. It just it brings the mental health right to full capacity. We're chilling. Nia's been decorating the house. It looks great, babe. Looks fucking awesome. Michael complimented all the sports things. He's like, bro, you got some cool shit over here. I gave him John Jones, man. He's a Dallas Mavs fan. He has a fucking Dirk shirt on. He was like, why the fuck am I sitting next to this this loser who rigged the 05-06 finals? There is still a lot of fantasy relevant guys here at running back. Bro. Wild. Who'd you get, Mike? I like that pick because we're all sold on Travion Henderson. We don't know the role of Ramondre. Does Ramondre get dealt to another team? Ramondre has been fantasy relevant quite a long time. Bates has gotten him, I feel like, every fucking year. I see Ramondre Stevenson on Bates' roster, and the one player I thought Bates would get for sure is Kamara and Ramondre Stevenson because I swear every year they're on his team. I also like the Keenan Allen pick. We knew Anthony was going to take a Charger. We knew he was going to take a Charger. And I also think it's alarming for Trey Harris. Shout out to him. But I do think it's alarming that they thought we can draft this guy kind of early in the draft, and they still went and got Keenan. I know he's a former guy. He's a legacy play. But at the same time, it's like, I think that's weird to bring him back in. Maybe he's going to teach the young fella something. I have a breakout wide receiver candidate that I'm staring at. I'm staring at him from a distance. Look at Trey, man. Big dog Trey. I might draft Trey just to have him. I ain't going to lie. Where's Andy going here? I wonder. Where's his team at? Chase Bank. Okay. Seems like he wants to invest in RB. Joe Mixon. I actually like the pick. I always just think Joe is just good, but not. It is what it is. And if he's coming into a season with an injury, I don't like it. So I'm going Keon Coleman here. He got 3 weeks of being the wide receiver one, and then he got hurt. He averaged 17 points a game. Khalil went down. He was the wide receiver one. He got 17 points a game. The whole offseason, the whole offense has only been talking about Keon Coleman. Watch out for Keon Coleman. He's going to ball. I think I have a chance to have a real fantasy sleeper there. And if one of my guys gets hurt, I can insert and not even think about it. I think I'll be okay. And now I'll kind of openly talk about the draft at this point. There's still some fantasy relevant guys, but I don't think anybody that's going to turn the tide on your season. I love what I'm looking at in my team, man. Y'all are off Patty. I'm not. Y'all are off Garrett. I'm not. I'm not. The whole public fucking hates Garrett Wilson now. His ADP went from, it like plummeted over the last couple of weeks because everybody kept posting throwing compilations of Justin Fields. Fam, I've seen Justin Fields throw before. I know how he throws. I know he's dog shit at quarterback. I don't care. If he completes 20 passes, 11 of them are going to Garrett Wilson, bro. I don't give a shit, mostly in a full point PPR. If Garrett Wilson gives me 8 catches for 70 yards every week, I'll fucking take it. Alrighty. Mr. Unstoppable. Took Scatterbum. I don't see it with Scatterbo, dude. I don't see it. And I'm not even making like the bigger white guy comparison. That is Peyton Hillis, bro. I'm sorry. I just don't see it with him. What I saw from Tyrone Tracy last year was actually very impressive. I think he's very good. Like Tyrone Tracy's a good running back. He had some teetering of his value on the squad because of the fumbles. Only because of the fumbles. And that could be an issue again this year. We'll have to see. But I don't see that being the case. I think Tyrone Tracy is the much more talented running back. Tyler Warren is actually a very interesting pick by LD. I like him. I don't like the offense, but if they're going to be down in games, the Colts are one of those teams that I think could be like 4-13, or they could be the sneaky 8-9 team that's kind of hard out every week. But Tyler Warren's very talented. God damn, he sniped me again. That was my next pick. I wasn't even looking at him. I wasn't even going to look at Brian Robinson Jr. Wasn't going to look. Genius play to get the handcuff of your first round pick. Waiting this late is risky, but I fuck with it. Oh my God. So many good running backs. I think Jerome Ford is a 5-week solution to whatever the fuck is going on over there. I think Tank Bigsby is going to be, one of them is getting traded, man. I want that backfield so fucking bad. I can wait to get a backup quarterback. I'm not really loving the receivers right now. Oh, man. We're going to go Tank Bigsby. I'm going to get both shares of that because I do believe in Liam Cohen. I do like that offense. I think they got an unlimited amount of weapons. And if they end up having a top 10 offense, Etienne's going to catch a lot. Bigsby may be the goal line back. We don't know. Rumors of one of them getting traded. That's why Tutton is still fantasy relevant for some of you guys. He had very bad fumbling issues in preseason camp. I don't want anything to do with that motherfucker, to be honest. Keep it at that. Damn, I really thought Jaden Blue was going to be like the preseason RB1 for y'all, to be honest. But he got hurt. Motherfucker's a dog. Man. Oh, man. I like my squad so far. I'm in there. I'm in there like swimwear, man. Jesus. 4 rounds to go. All right, I'm scanning through teams now. Here we go. I said that like 5 rounds ago, but I'm actually going to do it. We're going to start with the number 1 pick. Bates. I'm kind of getting my rankings down, you know. I'm trying to come up with it. Bates, top 4. All right, let's go through the top 4 because that's the only fantasy relevant part of this, plus James Conner. So Jalen Hurts. I think the raw pass numbers have no choice but to go up for the Eagles. I don't know how you can pass that few times, mostly with Saquon coming off that season. It seems nearly impossible to be that good again. So let's say you think the Eagles are going to be worse. What does that mean? They're going to pass more. And if they're going to stay the same, I don't see them running Saquon that much, and I see Jalen getting more opportunities to run instead of just at the goal line, things like that. Derrick Henry, I'm waiting for the cliff here, but I can't say it's going to be this year. I can't. He hasn't shown me anything. Last year, you thought it was happening, and then he was like, oh, wait, no, I'm Derrick Henry. Fuck this. I'm going for 20 a week. Jonathan Taylor is RB basically 7 to 5 every year he's active in points per week. So I don't hate that pick. I think his extensive injury history has to do with his lack of quarterback play, and they still don't have a quarterback. And I think I'm not sitting here predicting injuries, but I don't know how he stays healthy in this year when he hasn't stayed healthy previously. And I think he's in his worst quarterback situation yet with Daniel Dimes and Anthony Richardson. Jerry Jeudy is fantasy. He ain't even fantasy relevant to me. I hate to say it. Jerry Jeudy to me should probably be an 8th to 9th round draft pick, and he got him in the 6th. And I think he just took the highest rated receiver that was on the board. Jalen Waddle, once again, I said I liked him. I think Bates, it's so funny because I think he has one of the worst receiver groups. But then you go, wait, if these other guys put up 0 and Jamar has 50, they're all averaging 16 apiece. So I can't bitch and moan about it. I think Mark Andrews is washed, but Lamar just seems to love him. Lamar loves him. He won't stop throwing it to him. So in the red zone, I still think he's going to be relevant when you get those 9 games where he has a touchdown. And with that shit of a position at tight end, I mean, it is what it is. James Conner he beat fucking cancer. I'm not going to put anything past him. All right, you beat leukemia. You're impressing me. I'm not doubting you, okay? That's a possible top 15 running back that he got in, I think, the 5th to 7th round. His bench is actually one of the highlights of his team. I think you have to go with touchdown upside backups if you're going with the RB2s on the roster. So that's what David Montgomery is. I think even if David Montgomery has a really bad year, if Bates has a bye week here and there and he can throw him in there, he could get him a touchdown. So Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, I just said it. I think it's just the biggest mystery that we think is guaranteed. And I don't know if I trust him or Eckler more, but I don't hate the pick. I actually love the pick where he got him. All right, on to Justin's team. Josh Allen, Bijan, Marion, AJ, Mike Evans, Rashee Rice starting is not good. So I'm guessing you're going to put Diggs there. Laporta. Later in the season, Rashee Rice is going to be fantastic. You don't like Laporta?
No.
I'm a dude that thinks that last year was kind of a fluke because he was unhealthy, but I see your point. You're right. Jameer, it's like, and it seems like Jameson Williams is going to be more involved than he is, it seems like, the way they're talking. And I've been high on Laporta. I think last year was a fluke. I think he's very talented, but maybe it's the opposite. Maybe his rookie year was a fluke, and this is what he is. I've just seen so many tight ends be productive with the Rams as of late, the last 5 years. It seems like it's very important for Dan Campbell to have a good tight end and target him because guess what? Dan Campbell played tight end for the Lions. So maybe he's got something going there. Stephon Diggs, I like it mostly where he got him. You don't like it when you see it on the roster, but you like it when you see where he got him to me. Jaylen Warren is going to be catching a lot of passes possibly. He just does not see the field. I think Jaylen Warren got more than 60% of the snaps once last year. And that's when they were kind of off on Najee. So that worries me. Juwan Jennings, I believe he had him last year. He's fantasy relevant without the other guys. Jordan Addison, one of the better picks of the draft. He's just sitting there for free because he's suspended. Do you remember what Jordan Addison did? Didn't you have him, Michael?
Yeah, he's good.
Fucking, he has, but his weeks where he goes off, it's like 3 touchdowns. And that's what you want as a flex. I'm sorry. I want a super high end. That's what, like with Jameson Williams and Mike, that's why I like that pick, because Jameson Williams, if Mike's in a tight week, Jameson Williams can spaz for 2 tugs on 130 yards and 3 fucking catches, literally, being a deep ball threat. Jerome Ford is great where he's at. I don't know what his fantasy value is going forward, but maybe that's the intrigue with him. We don't know how they're going to use Quinshon Judkins. We don't know how Dylan Sampson's going to do. I actually like Sampson. I believe he went to Tennessee, number 6 on Tennessee. He was sick in college. He was a badass. But Arkansas stomped their ass out last year, so fuck them. Tucker Kraft, he's been a hot name in fantasy circles. The Green Bay Packers offense is such bullshit outside of Josh Jacobs. I don't know what to do with it, so I haven't drafted it. I don't know who's going to be who. If I was going to draft anybody, it'd be Golden. Jaden Higgins just got taken. Great sleeper pick. One of the trendy sleeper picks. I actually believe in it because they've just been talking about Jaden Higgins a lot. When the beat reporters and the coaches are all talking about one guy, there's a reason, guys. That means the coaches have been talking to the media, and they are all on the same page. So now we are at Help Me. Joe Burrow, Gibbs, Jacobs, Tyreek Hill, Tet McMillan, Pickens. He has a lot of wide receiver 2s to me. Njoku's a high-end tight end. He could finish tight end 2-3. I really think it's 3 because Trey McBride and Brock Bowers cannot be touched to me. I think it's a wide gap between them and the next guys. So with this team, I like it. I don't know what Ted is. He's a rookie. I think it's going to take him time to adjust. Tet McMillan from the Panthers. Michael keeps thinking I'm calling him Ted. I don't know if I've seen a pro football player that I wanted to draft named Ted. That's hilarious. All right. Do I go backup running back here? Let me go see my team. Backup quarterback. To the gulag. I don't even know my fucking team's name. All right, here we go. Yeah, I mean, I got what, 4 running backs? I got 5 running backs. Yeah, it's time. I'm going Drake May here. I think he's better than any of us think. I think he could end up being better than Caleb Williams. I'll say it with my chest. I think he could end up being better than Caleb Williams. Amari Cooper, look how far he's fallen, man. Round 13 in 2025, dog. That's
like, is he washed or how many, like,
and
there's a lot of uncertainty.
To me, he just is like, I'm not calling him a pussy. He's soft mentally, man. I'm sorry. That just the game I'll never forget. Eagles versus Cowboys, week 16 to dictate, I believe, either who wins the division. I think it was to win the division. Amari Cooper took himself out in the last drive and didn't come back in. He wasn't even hurt. Disgusting. He ain't got that. He's so talented though, but he ain't got that Mamba mentality. He low-key pussy. I ain't gonna lie. I'll call him it. And I knew this is the tight end. I knew Anthony was going to take Jake Ferguson. I knew he was going to take him. I love Jake Ferguson, mostly with
Starting tight end.
Yeah. And if you, to me, if you invest that late, yes. If you're going to invest that late, I still think he gets a top 10 tight end there in round 13. What is a top 10 tight end? I don't, like 8 points a game now? I don't, it's Trey McBride. Yeah, you're fucked. That's what I'm saying. And I think Hawkinson can get to an elite level. He's aging though. Even me talking about how tight ends don't last forever. I think he could be one of those people that doesn't last forever. I don't know how to say that Tutton dude's first name. So Tutton is a very talented player from, I believe he went to Virginia Tech. They invested pretty highly in him in the draft. So that's where these rumors started circulating about Etienne or Bigsby getting traded. I think there's real smoke and there's fire there. So that's why I invested in Tank Bigsby and Travis, because I could get a clear-cut number one and that offensive one gets traded. And maybe the other dude that gets traded becomes the number one in the offense. And if not, I may have the goal line back and the dude that's going to be getting all the work basically in between the 20s. So I'm not too mad about that either way. All right. The defense got taken. I am an early defense guy. This is the latest I've ever taken a defense, I think. I don't even know. Did I draft the defense yesterday? I did. I think I took the Bucks in the last round. Dude, I got so drunk. I don't remember. I only remember like the draft kind of. I didn't black out though. That's the thing. It was just a long night, man. I got home at 9:30. I was walking around with a speaker singing J. Cole for 2.5 hours. Nia was building the bed and then I went to sleep. It was a great night. I think I actually am going to go defense here though. No bullshit. I could wait till the last round, but I don't know. I like a lot of them. Defense is so crazy. I feel like you either invest in it kind of early-ish or not. But to me, if you're going to give me the points, man, I'm going to invest in it. I'm sorry. If I tell you any player can start at 10 points and it's the same system as the Steelers, you would invest immediately. Jaden Blue goes. He Texas. Lucas is drafting fucking the Longhorns. Yeah, if I was to give you a player on this same scoring system in the 13th round as defense, would you not take him immediately? Oh, my 13th round pick starts at 10 points. Yeah, I think I would take it. I like the Quidshun Judkins pick. Very good running back. Who do I think is going to be amazing? Broncos are going to be good, but their division's decent. Patriots have an amazing division. Lions defense is actually one of the more underrated groups in the league. I can wait on this. RBs. Okay. I got some fire right here. All right. Trey Benson is the highest level. Handcuffs still there. I don't like any of these guys. I like one dude here, but I don't think he's going to get drafted. Adam Thielen back in Minnesota is funny too. He's probably going to be fantasy relevant for a couple weeks, low-key.
Yeah, no, he will.
He actually will probably be good as fuck. I'm getting Trey Benson. I got to get that handcuff. I bet Anthony was going to get him. So fuck you, Anthony. You already sniped a couple of my picks, you piece of shit. So take that one. If you have a 30-year-old running back, I want his backup. That's all I'll say. That's all. The only thing I like about the Trey Benson pick. And James Conner isn't like injury prone. He's more hurt prone, where he'll like hurt his hammy for a week or two, and I can get a RB1 in an offense that I'm obviously invested in with Marvin Harrison Jr. So I'm cool with that. Man, this is crazy. Oh. All right, let's keep going through teams, guys. Sorry, I forgot. Help me. I talked about him. So with Tyreek, you're either going to get what you got last year or you're going to get prime Tyreek. I don't think there's any in between. I really don't. And if he gets traded, this is where we know, because I don't. He got Bijan. Got the Bijan handcuff. I also like Najee Harris. He could be relevant on the goal line and stuff like that when he comes back. I don't know if he's healthy now or not from the firework incident. Yeah. Oh, my bad. With these receivers, Tyreek Hill, I think you're going to get wide receiver 28 to 30 or 25, whatever he was last year for me. Or you're going to get a top 12 receiver. I don't think there's any in between with him. Josh Jacobs actually made my hate list, and it's not because I don't think he's amazing. I think he was getting drafted RB9. I think that's his ceiling. I don't see him going any higher than that. Last year he was incredible. I just don't see him going higher than RB9. It's not the fact that I actually love Josh Jacobs. If he was available in like the third round, I probably would have got him. Would have went off the no RB. Ted McMillan, I've already said it. I don't know what to expect from a rookie. George Pickens, he is so volatile just in sense of his play and his mentality. I don't know how I feel about him. I think he is a great deep threat. I think he's going to be fantasy relevant. I think he's going to be a top 25 wide receiver. I really do. I just think he's going to be 4 1 week, 32 the next, and I can't stand that from pass catchers. I'd rather have it as my RB on that because I can go, oh, he didn't score a touchdown. Oh, well. David Njoku, like I said, I think he's probably going to finish close to tight end 3. I do. CJ Stroud is off the board. Love that pick. Love the Ollie Gordon pick. Love the Justin Fields pick. Justin Fields, anytime he's had a full-time starter job, has finished QB7 and QB9. That's his average in points per week. There you go. He got Braylon Allen, who I think, once again, Braylon Allen's like 20 years old, bro. He's a baby. I told y'all to take Braylon Allen last year when I begged y'all not to take Breece Hall. I was sitting here telling Michael and Bates it's the worst pick ever. I think Bates took him number 2 overall. He was going like RB2 that year. I was like, please, God, don't take him. He's not worth a top 10 pick. And they still took him. So I loved Braylon Allen last year. I thought he was going to end up kind of getting in there for the carries, but they stayed with the same regime after Saleh left, so it was kind of weird. But Braylon Allen is going to be, I think, fantasy relevant this year. I don't know what his end goal is going to be, but I think there's some weeks where you're going to be pissed off if you don't start him. Yeah, he's a stash. Okay. Move back to my roster.
ESPN rankings is going to rank me one of the lowest because everyone's picking quarterbacks.
Yes, if you have like 2 or 3 quarterbacks, you're always the highest. Like Andy always picks like 3 quarterbacks every draft we have, and he's always number 1. So, God, the Vikings defense is so enticing. Yeah, I'm going Vikings D. I think Brian Flores is just that fucking – he is a genius. I know we all remember him for the coaching scandal and all that shit he did in Miami, but people forget that he worked with Bill Belichick. He is probably the best defensive mind in the league outside of Todd Bowles, in my opinion. Honestly. Okay, dude, I'm fucking lit with this team.
Yeah, it's a good draft.
I'm lit. I killed this draft. Got Marvin Harrison Jr. as my fucking flex. Let's go. That's way better than Calvin Ridley.
Yeah,
That's way better than Calvin Ridley as my flex, dog. Last year's Calvin Ridley. All right, back to the teams. I'm just going to take a late round flyer at the end. Yeah, I like this team. I don't like Cooper Kupp, but he's on the bench. I don't care.
Garrett Wilson's your flex.
Yeah, no, he is. He is. I'm talking about where it looks right now. Garrett Wilson is my flex. I think MHJ deadass has like top 10 to 12 potential this year. Javonte, I've always thought Javonte was the number one in this offense. There's been weird rumors like Miles Sanders going to play, and then Jaden Blue was making an impact, and there was no real positives about Javonte Williams. But I think that when nothing is said, that means something is understood, if that makes sense, where he's the one. And I think he could become fantasy relevant because Javonte's always been good at catching the rock. Rashad Bateman, I've never invested. He had his best year last year. He's just an injury-prone motherfucker, man. He is. CJ Stroud, most underrated quarterback. I mean, with Joe Burrow, you don't have to really worry about anything but injury. I mean, the stats are going to be there damn near every week for Joe unless he faces the Steelers or the Ravens, which is 4 games out of the year. So, Michael's team. Bo Nix. Y'all know I love rushing upside quarterbacks. I don't think he's going to have – I know we always just like default to sophomore slump. That is not the case. Y'all also didn't think Bo Nix was – I didn't think Bo Nix was going to be good as his rookie year. I was laughing at Michael starting him every week. I was like, Michael really starting him again? Like, yo, he's tweaking. He ended like quarterback 8.
Yeah, he did.
He was amazing. He would have crazy weeks where he had like 90 rushing yards and a touchdown. I like him a lot. Bucky Irving made my love list that I'm releasing later today. I think we're going to run the ball a lot more than people think we are, man. Tristan Wirfs injury. We only have Gadecki out there. Gadecki, right tackle, was one of the best run blocking tackles in the league. We run for over 5 yards a carry to that side. And with Tristan Wirfs, we're going to have a lot more offense going this way to the right side with him being out. So, Kenneth Walker. When you watch Kenneth Walker play, you think he can be the best running back in football. I swear to God, if you've ever seen him play, you think that. He runs with Isaiah Pacheco's like murderous, I'm trying to kill somebody while running, but he also glides left to right like a finesse back. So I love Kenneth Walker. It's just the injury history, but he has Charbonnet, so it really ain't a big deal. CeeDee Lamb already said it. I think he's going to be wide receiver 1 this year. McConkey's floor is like wide receiver 15 to 20 if they have a bad year offensively. I like McConkey. Once again, I look at highest upside possible breakout. And it's his second year. McConkey could have his breakout year. That is not out of question. I think they brought Keenan in for a reason. That reason, I don't know. I don't know if it has to do with McConkey. They brought him in for some reason, and I can't wait to find out. So y'all took the Vikings from me? I thought I took the Vikings. I did. Back to my team. We'll be back to ball in a second. Oh, yeah. Who do I have here? What random player can I take for fun? Oh, you know what? What the fuck? Not for fun. Shit, DeMario Douglas is kind of nice. Bates was using him last year, and he was getting him like 15 points a week when they weren't even scoring. All right, back to Ball's team. And we will individually do our rankings. I'm going to talk it out, and then Michael's going to give me his rankings. If y'all don't know Michael, me talking is not going to change his fucking ranking. I promise he didn't give a fuck what I say. I could give somebody an A. He'll give him a C. He doesn't give a fuck. So just letting y'all know. Damn. Jameson Williams, super high upside flex. Brock Bowers and wide receiver 3 in flex to me is the same position. I'm sorry. Brock Bowers, obviously.
Wide receiver 1.
What?
Brock Bowers is like a wide receiver.
That's what I was going to say. So whatever you think, To me, Mike got 2 wide receiver ones in CeeDee Lamb and Brock Bowers. Y'all realize, I know y'all go off ADP and shit. Y'all realize that Brock Bowers only fell because people are scared of him like sharing snaps with Michael Mayer, because for 2 weeks in the preseason, they shared snaps. In the preseason, a guy that just had the greatest rookie year ever by a tight end, who is the new Kelsey. You're scared of him sharing snaps. If you invest in a tight end in the first round, he ain't sharing snaps, bro. Period. So I like that. Breece Hall is what he is. This is we'll have to see. What is his role? What is he? Oh, I didn't know you took Matthew Golden. Packers defense, I mean, Michael's trying to cheer for Micah secretly. He's trying to cheer for Micah on the fucking low. And then he gets Golden, who I think is the highest upside receiver of the whole wide receiver room fantasy-wise. I just don't know. Jordan Love is so good at just spreading the ball around and them not having a relevant, like, wide receiver one. You couldn't even tell me who, like, their wide receiver one is right now. I like Matthew Golden. And obviously with his a handcuff, arguably the best handcuff in fantasy is Zach Charbonnet. Ramondre Stevenson, another high level, and you don't know the split. You don't know the split of Travion and Ramondre. You don't know it, and he could end up being the goal line back, because I think Travion is going to be the big play guy in between the 20s, and Ramondre is going to end up finishing drives if they get in real close. Rashid Shaheed, I don't want to fucking saint, but I understand the high upside. Last year, Michael had him, and he was going before he got hurt. Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, he was their wide receiver one for a good
Bro,
portion of last
he
year.
was getting chunked too, and that's when Chris Olave was still healthy. Olave was out there when Rashid Shaheed was going crazy. Jaden Higgins, one of the big rookie sleepers throughout the year. Tyler Algier. Over the years, if you're a Bijan owner, he's on the field so much it pisses you off, honestly. It's not even like a massive snap share, but it's enough to piss you off. And Braylon Allen, once again, he handcuffs his own flex. So then if he loses him, I think he gets a higher upside with Braylon Allen than he actually has with Breece right now, obviously, because you're cutting the amount of running backs on the roster down.
Good job, baby.
We did good.
Yes, sir.
Good draft, bro. We did great. Wow. What's up, Rue? So now Michael's going to go through this. How we're going to do it, Mike. We're going to do starting RBs, like top two. Top two RBs, give them a letter grade. And then we'll do the same thing for wide receivers, whatever. And then we'll just do our own, and then we'll average them out so it isn't fully like player by player bias. I think that's the issue with me, because I'll see somebody have like a really good team, but they have one guy that I hate, and then I lower them down on the rankings. But that isn't even, it's not even the way you should be doing it. So we're going to go through here, and I'm going to give my rankings as well. Let me get a little something to write on. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah.
You're leaving?
Yeah, I'm about to go babysit one of the kids that go to my job.
Sounds good. How long are you going to babysit for?
I don't know.
Just till whenever they tell you they come at home?
Pretty much.
If I don't see you again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be on come
It's
home.
good seeing you. Yeah.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if y'all were gonna hang out after.
I don't care. He can stay here as long as he wants.
I'll hang out for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'll be back later, but
Okay. Well, I love you,
you too.
and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in a little bit. The shit show. All right, we're going through it. Fuck it. I'm going to rate mine first. This is what I always do. We're going to rate this first. Hey, put the spotlight on me. Well, I can't I? Because I need to. I'm just this white trash guy in a wife beater. It's hilarious to look at me like this. Okay. She listens to her uncle, dude. She listens to Mike, actually. All right. I see. Bet. Okay. Here we go. My team. I will give my quarterback a B. I'll give Patty a B because over the last few seasons, and the thing is, guys, I don't think he's going to get back to 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. I don't think that's going to happen. What I do think is going to happen, he can have a 40 touchdown season this year with 4,500 yards. I do believe that is going to happen. I do. People forget last year, missing tackles left and right, random left tackles coming in. Jawan was horrible. Jawan Taylor was awful. The injuries to the weapons at the beginning of the year. Travis Kelce in a relationship with literally the biggest pop star in the world. They locked it down. I think he's more locked in. I think these things are all relevant. Rasheed was out the rest of the season last year when he hurt his knee. There's a lot of stuff. Xavier Worthy was a rookie trying to adapt to being the number one target. I think there's a lot there. DeAndre Swift, I will give my running backs, honestly, compared to the rest of the league, DeAndre Swift and RJ Harvey. I'm going to give them, I'll go B- because I don't think I see any top 10 upside there. I barely see top 15 upside is even hard. So I'm not going to sit here and say I got a B+ at quarterback. I gave myself a B- at running back. I think those guys are going to finish a little bit lower than I'd like, but it's okay. My wide receiver room, obviously with a no RB draft, you are going to look to get the best wide receiver room. If you have questions about Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison, I understand. So you may think differently, but to me, this is a A+. I have two dudes who have just Brian Thomas, rookie year, he finished in the top 10. Justin Jefferson, we know what he is, don't we? I literally have two guys, two top 10 receivers within the 4. The other two guys, Garrett Wilson finished wide receiver 11 last year on a bad year. And Marvin Harrison Jr. was just had a bad rookie year. It wasn't awful either for a rookie in the NFL. So I'm going to give myself an A+ at wide receiver. I think I have to. At tight end, I think I have a higher end tight end. I'll actually give myself a B at tight end. I know that he's getting a little bit older. Defense, I'm not even going to rank defense, honestly. I'm saying fuck defense.
Yeah, honestly.
And then I'll do bench as a whole, I guess. I don't even know how to rank the benches either because you don't know how fantasy relevant they're going to be. I think I have the goal line back in Pittsburgh, the dude who's going to end up with the job because the Steelers don't draft running backs that early. He went in the 3rd round. I think if you invest in a 3rd rounder, they usually start. Travis Etienne, man, listen. I think he's still a good player. I think their offensive line was dog shit last year. I think he can catch the ball. I think when his college teammate goes out, he isn't as fantasy relevant. And Tank Bigsby took a step last year, but Liam Cohen likes that archetype of a running back. Keon Coleman. I think it's a breakout year for him. It could be next year. I think Keon Coleman ends up being the number 1 wide receiver for a top 2 quarterback in fantasy in Josh Allen, and I think that's relevant. I do. Tank Bigsby is just another add-on. Insurance could get traded. Drake May, high-end quarterback 2 with some rushing upside. Trey Benson is a 30-year-old's backup in to me, a good offense. Not crazy, but yeah, I'll give my bench. I'm not ranking benches. This is too hard to rank the bench. Is it?
I mean, no, I don't think it's too hard. What would you rate it overall?
My bench, honestly, probably a B-. I'd probably give it a B- because I have players that I think other people would start. I think some of the teams in our league would start Caleb Johnson. I think they would start Keon Coleman with their wide receiving group. Yeah, I do think that. I do. I'm going to give myself a B. Okay. We did mine. Did you do mine?
Yeah.
All right. What's yours?
So for Patrick Mahomes, like him, but he had such a bad year last year. It's hard for me to rate him like an A, so I'm going to give him a B plus.
Okay, good same rating.
RB1, DeAndre Swift. I do like the Bears offense, but as an RB1, I'm going to give it a C.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I was right there on C. I just have high hopes for RJ Harvey. That's all.
But
C is fair.
DeAndre Swift is just one of those players. He can go off for 20 any given night. He looks literally like one of the best. Looks like Jahmyr Gibbs some weeks.
He does.
So there's upside there. RG Harvey, actually like a little bit more than DeAndre Swift, considering where you got him. I'd give that about a B minus. I'd give that a B minus. Justin Jefferson, Brian Thomas, obvious A plus. Two wide receivers who could finish easily in top 3, top 5 overall. Garrett Wilson, do not like Garrett Wilson, but similar to how I drafted Breece Hall, there's just value at that wide receiver 3 position and flex position with a talent like that if you build around that, then you should have enough meat on the bone. So don't hate the Garrett Wilson pick. I'd give that a B plus. TJ Hawkinson didn't look too sharp coming off the injury last year, but he did have, certain highlights. Give it a B minus. Marvin Harrison Jr., B plus, only because he hasn't proven or shown that he's an A minus.
It's true. He may be a bust, and we don't know.
At the flex position, you're taking a risk, but I think it's definitely worth doing. Love it at the flex position.
Absolutely.
Defense, don't care. Love Caleb Johnson. Give that a B plus. As far as the rest of your bench, I like Tank Bixby. Buffalo wide receivers, it's just iffy. Josh Allen doesn't seem to like.
He spreads that bitch around.
Yeah. Don't know too much about Demario Douglas. Trey Benson, good handcuff.
Yep.
James Conner get hurt. Walk into his fridge, literally. Drake May, backup quarterback. Saw a lot of YouTube videos hyping up Drake May. So there might be some value there.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd give your team a B.
Overall, B?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a B for me. He gave me a B. And my average is B plus, B minus, A plus. I'm around a B. I would give myself a B plus with my ratings. So we're in the same area. I got a B. Y'all swear I just overrate my fucking team. Lamont, is LD's team trash? We'll get there. You want to do it next? Let's go to LD's team. Fuck it. Let's do LD's team. Sin City Ballers. He's had the same name forever. Okay. So my opinions on this. Kyler Murray is always a fantasy relevant quarterback with his running upside, and he just seems to have game. But what I was about to say, he has games where he spazzes, but also his bad games are like he's the worst quarterback in the NFL that week. He will throw 2 picks and have 160 yards. So I will give Kyler a lower grade than Patty. I'm gonna give Kyler a B, B minus. Actually, I'll give him a B minus because he's above a C. Because he isn't a like Trevor Lawrence or a guy like that. And I'm only basing this off really, if you're a starting quarterback in our league, where do you rank in the top 10? That's what I'm looking at. And I think he's going to be on the lower half of the top 10 if he gets there, right? Alvin Kamara, I've hated him all year. I understand the past history. And that's why you can't really, like if I'm judging the pick, I have to bring in a median because he has been A every year he's been active. He's basically, if he is playing 16 games, he is a top 10 running back, mostly in PPR formats. And now with these younger quarterbacks that are absolute dog shit, I think the whole game plan is going to be around Kamara, man. I think they're going to take away the short shit. I think they want them throwing downfield to test the safeties. I just don't see it with Kamara this year, but I wouldn't be surprised because he does it every year if he ends up in the top 12. So I'm gonna give Kamara. Honestly, I'm going C plus, man. What do you think about that?
For Alvin Kamara, Alvin Kamara, doing B minus. Still fantasy relevant, even if he doesn't like have huge production. He just gets so much volume in a bad offense that he's going to be relevant. But as a running back 1, do not love it.
Yep. Tony Pollard. I like Tony. I just once again, I would love to have Tony on my team. I think Tony's going to end in the top 20. I think it's going to be an RB2 for you, and that's where you drafted him. But on your team in particular, I think you need a little bit more production than that. But Tony Pollard is a fantasy relevant running back, and he was still close to top 20, got hurt later in the season throughout the whole year. And now there's no way they're going to be worse than they were with Will fucking Levis, dude. I honestly don't even think that's possible. He was awful. I got bugs flying around my food. Sorry. All right. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I already said it. That is a A+ wide receiver. Not even close. Puka Nacua. I think even with the Stafford injury, if you are on the total polar opposite side of me with Puka and you think he's going to be dog shit, you still have to give him a B, because last year he had a bad year, had 1,000 yards and like 90 catches, and he got hurt at the beginning of the year. So he's going to be a target funnel. His floor is going to be really high. T. Higgins. I hate T. Higgins. He is your wide receiver 3, and he has been fantasy relevant every year he's been healthy. So I'm not going to hate on the pick, even with my personal bias. I actually think those 3 top receivers combined probably gets an A.
What, for his team overall?
Not for his team overall. No, those 3 wide receivers,
absolutely.
That is a if not A+ wide receiver
really
group.
The meat of his team.
Yes.
So
I'll give Pollard a B as well. I'll give your wide receivers. I'll give you you're up there with me. To be fair, I think your receivers are as good as mine. I just don't like DK, but I think Jacoby Myers is going to get traded eventually. And I think it's weird that he asked for a trade that late. Something happened. Something had to have happened. And I think he's going to get dealt eventually and will be a very good receiver on another team because he's been productive since his rookie year. He's been a top 20 receiver. So I don't doubt that. I'm actually going to give you an A+ on your wide receivers. Your tight end, Evan Ingram, if healthy, the fucker is going to be a top 7 tight end, bare minimum. I'll give you a B on that one. I just think the health with him is all because he's so undersized. I'll give you a B-. The bench, Jacoby, already said I liked him. Nick Chubb is washed as shit, man. I watched that preseason game. He's dog water. Hollywood Brown, I thought would be more relevant last year. Ended up not being relevant at all, but this is his first year actually getting to like be in the preseason, be in OTAs, be in minicamp, and get to work. He got injured last year in the preseason. Tyler Warren is a high upside rookie pick. I mean, like I said, I think the offense is so bad that he's going to get 7 to 8 targets on average throughout the year. He's probably going to end up with 100+ targets at the end of the year. Caleb Williams has top 5 potential if he plays great, top 10 potential if he does good, and he'll be in the top 15 as a backup, which is a good backup quarterback, to be honest. Rashad White is a great backup for Bucky Irvin. I don't know how long he stays in Tampa. I don't know if he stays there throughout the whole season because Sean Tucker is a very good running back, and I think we love him. And Luther Burden is Luther Burden, another rookie. I'll give your bench a B. I think I'm going to give everybody's bench a B.
what would you give his team overall?
Out of this, B-, C, B, that equals like a B, and then those B-ish. I mean, I'm looking at a B- for his team.
I don't personally like the structure of his team. I actually think his quarterback 2 should be his quarterback 1. Kyler Murray, there's just a lot of inconsistencies with Kyler Murray, Tony Pollard, the quarterback situation with Puka Nacua. You're relying on a healthy Matthew Stafford again. And when you watch the Rams, you realize how much he gets hit.
Bro,
it is because he doesn't have any movement.
No.
So he's going to get hit. So how reliant are you going to be on those steroid shots there? Also, T. Higgins, he's a wide receiver 2. He hasn't proven anything other than being a wide receiver 17 when he's healthy.
That's what I'm saying.
I just don't. I think he's on the same team with arguably the best wide receiver in the league. They're Evan Ingram. Don't really. I mean, that's it's whatever. DK Metcalf, don't really care for. Again, you're relying on Aaron Rodgers. Overall, Amon St. Brown, your wide receivers is gluing you together. But overall, I'm going to rate your team B-.
Same.
Just a lot of holes, I feel like, in your starting group. And I don't know.
And I don't know if we go any lower than a B-, to be honest. I think looking at LD's team so far, I may put him at the bottom tier of the league. We'll see. Let's go up. All right. Lucas with the 9 pick. Very interesting. He's all over the place to me with his team, and I think that's kind of what I like about it. It's like I don't know what's going to hit and what isn't, but Chase Brown to me is a guaranteed like top 8 running back this year. Dak Prescott being your starting quarterback is it's a risk, and it's just there's so many quarterbacks that are more relevant than Dak right now that he could have gotten. Even if he went with a younger guy like a Drake May or a Caleb Williams that has some sort of running upside, as Dak has gotten older, he does not scramble as much, man. He just doesn't run the football as much as he used to. But I do like Dak. I just think he's on the lower tier. And honestly, in fantasy, I think I would give him a C+ compared to what you could have gotten already. That's all I'm saying. Chase Brown, that's an A to me. It's an A. He only did it 1 year, but he won the job. He took over the backfield, and he showed the shit that you want to see with those late round guys that shows he was not a fluke. Big play potential, stayed in on third downs, caught the ball at the backfield, fourth quarter, big drives on the goal line, got all the work. I think Chase Brown's going to be amazing. Chuba Hubbard's just in the air for me. I'll give it a B-. I think they're splitting carries. I know he just came off a great year. They still have Jonathan Brooks on the roster. They invested in Rico Dowdle, who had a good year in Dallas last year. I don't know how I feel about Chuba this year. I was very high on him last year, and I got him in like the 9th, 10th round in my standard league, and he was one of the league winners for me, and I got second. So on to Nico. I'll give him a B- though. Nico Collins is an A+ wide receiver. When healthy, God, he fucking loads it up. And he's not, it seems like he's older to me, but he's not. He's 25, 26 years old, still young, still in his prime, has a connection with, to me, an underrated quarterback at this point. Terry McLaurin, very good in fantasy. I think the touchdown number cannot be sustained. I don't. I think he is 100 catches, 95 to 100 catches, 1,000 yards every year, and that touchdown number may stay up there, but God, what do you have, 13 touchdowns last year, something like that, something insane. Xavier Worthy, I like him more than Rashee Rice with or without the suspension. I do. I think he is the touchdown deep ball guy. That is, and I know we've been talking about new Tyreeks all the time. I think that is actually the new Tyreek to him. He's not going to have a Tyreek season, but I do think he will be higher ceiling than Rashee Rice, because Rashee Rice's floor is very low or very high. His floor is very high because he is the slot guy getting all the targets. George Kittle, it's an A+ tight end, but the one thing I hate about Kittle, he's going to play with a broken rib. He's going to play with a broken ankle. He's going to play with a concussion, and he's going to give you 4 points, and you don't know why he's out there, and you have to start him since you invested so early. Aaron Jones, I have him in my other league. I'm starting to hate him more and more every time I look at his name. I just have started to hate him more and more every time I look at that motherfucker's name, even on my team. So it ain't just personal hate to you. I'm actually going to give Aaron Jones a C+, and he did great last year. The age, the signing of a Kyle Shanahan running back where Kevin O'Connell has a relationship with those type of running backs, like in that offense with Kyle Shanahan, I don't think that's a coincidence that they went and invested in Jordan Mason. Rome Odunze, breakout candidate. He has one of the better benches of the league. Rome Odunze, Chris Godwin, former top 10 wide receiver. Scadabo's a bum. Mooney. Yeah. I'll actually give his bench like a C+. This is my first C on the bench. I don't think Darnell Mooney's even going to be relevant. I think Tutton has to wait a year. He'll have like a week or two where he does well. Jaden Blue's been injured. He may take over that backfield, but I don't think so. And then Cedric Tillman is like a late round flyer everybody's been taking. I'll give Lucas, honestly, I'll give him a C+. It's probably the lowest rated team I have so far.
All right. So Quarterback 1, Dak Prescott. Hate it. Dude, I mean, he can rebound, but you're asking for a lot with that being your quarterback 1. You waited really late for that. Chase Brown, RB1, love the pick. Was either going to be Chase Brown or Bucky Irving for me, so love that pick. Chuba Hubbard, I don't hate it. Super solid running back. He's always fantasy relevant. He's just that good, and they know he's that good, so I'm going to give that one a B+. That was a good pickup. Nico Collins, one of the best wide receivers in the league. Just injury concerns, but other than that, he is top tier. Don't love Terry McLaurin. I just don't think he gets targeted enough. I think he's very touchdown dependent, but I mean, it's hard to rate that lower than a B+.
And they brought in Debo.
He's still that good. They did bring in Debo.
I'm not high on him, but it could be fantasy. It could take away from Terry.
For sure, but he is that good to where I don't hate it as your wide receiver 2. Would have felt more comfortable with him as your 3. Your wide receiver 3, Xavier Worthy. I mean, if he plays like how he did in the Super Bowl, it's going to be a great pick, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Since Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes hasn't had a consistent wide receiver 1.
Nope.
So I don't know. It's kind of a wild card pick. Love George Kittle. Had him in 3 of my drafts. Great player. That's an A. Aaron Jones, don't like. I think Jordan Mason is the better running back. He is going to take that spot. Eagles defense, don't care about defense. Bench, like Romo Odunze. That's probably your best selection right there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't love Chris Godwin. He's getting older, injury concerns. There's a lot of talent on the wide receiver end in Tampa Bay. But Baker Mayfield does like Chris Godwin. So, I don't know. Running back. The rest of your bench is just mediocre.
Yeah.
Overall, I do like the balance from your RB1 to your tight end. So just because of that, I'm going to give him a B- as well.
Okay. And what'd you give me, a B?
Let's see here. Yeah, I gave you a B.
And you gave LD a what?
LD was a B- as well.
B-, and me
so
a B.
LD's team kind of similar.
I did too.
Probably would have. It just depends. I feel like Lucas has a little bit more balance in his starting lineup, but LD is super top heavy. So,
that's what I like about his. Okay, Gritty City. I always like his teams. I have questions about certain players. I know Michael is a Kyron Williams guy. He is your flex. I cannot hate on that. I can't, but I don't think Kyron is that good. I think I've watched him play. I think he is a volume fucking merchant. I do. And I think the weapons that his quarterback has, who is an elite quarterback, I'm not saying this year, has been Matthew Stafford, getting them down the field and him getting touchdowns is part of the reason he was so great. And, dude, his numbers are nuts. There is no number that is going to make you think negatively of him, period. All the numbers, all the analytics are in his favor. I am just an idiot, I guess, and think he sucks, so it's fine. Baker Mayfield is going to be a top 5 quarterback again. Guys, he's coming off 38 passing touchdowns, different offensive coordinator, came back with Liam Cohen, dropped 41 passing touchdowns. He's going to have a different offensive coordinator and throw for 35-plus touchdowns again. He has unlimited weapons. Cade Otton, people forget about Cade Otton. I don't think he's a great tight end. He's fantasy relevant. He is the worst thing he has on our team, and Cade Otton is like, the 12th, 15th best tight end in the league, probably lower than 20. It's my personal bias. Christian McCaffrey. I can't give Christian an A for drafting Christian. I can't. The health has to be a thing. You have to bring Christian McCaffrey down to a B, at least B+. It cannot be an A. Ashton Genty. I think his ceiling is like running back 8 to 10. I don't think he has a chance at getting RB5. And I may be nuts on that. I know he has a generational tag. Once again, next year, I will draft him 2 overall probably. All right. Devontae Adams. I think he's the red zone target. I think Puka has been an elite in between the 20s wide receiver. I think Devontae came off, I've said this a million times, he's coming off the best year ever by a receiver 32 years or older in points per week in fantasy since Larry Fitzgerald like 10, 12 years ago. So I don't know if he can repeat that. If anybody can, it is Devontae, and I think his touchdown number is going to be high, but his yardage and catches are going to be a little disappointing. And I don't like that as your wide receiver one. I do not like that at all. Okay. A number two in an offense with a hurt quarterback. I don't know if I like that. Courtland Sutton, super high upside here. I just don't think Courtland Sutton has like a top 10 ceiling. I really don't. I think he's very high upside for a 5th round draft pick to get to the top 12. I don't think he has that super high upside. Devontae Smith, once again, a lot of like wide receiver twos on your team, which I get it. And usually his signature is like getting a top level quarterback, top level wide receiver, top level running back. And he went double running backs in round 1s and 2s. So it's kind of a different look. I like Travis Kelce probably more than anybody on planet Earth right now. I know he's old. I know all that. And I'm not saying he's getting back to 100 catches, 1,500 yards and shit like that. But I do think that he's going to have a 10-plus touchdown season and be very relevant. Already spoke on Kyron. Michael Pittman Jr. is one of those guys late in the draft that I don't hate. I think he was fantasy relevant for so long, you have to take a shot. But it just like in that offense, he was awful last year. He is not a dude that's good in that RPO system. Deebo Samuel, I can't, for the player that he's shown to be and who he is, I can't hate it, but I don't like him this year. Josh Downs, high upside guy. I don't know why you invested in 2 Colts receivers. That's nasty. You have your handcuff. Amari Cooper was dog shit for the Bills last year. Quinshon Judkins he's going to get suspended, or he has been suspended, just signed a contract. Christian Kirk, I always thought was kind of weird that the Texans signed him and it wasn't talked about, but he probably dropped off a cliff, and that's why nobody invested because of his previous health. I think I'm giving him a low rating again. I think this team, it looks worse than LD's to me on paper. I know that sounds crazy. It looks worse than LD's to me on paper. I think I'm giving him a C+. I think I'm going him and Lucas same rating.
So my issue with the team, it's not very top heavy. Like your top heavy guys that you're relying on, Christian McCaffrey and Ashton Genty, I don't know if their ceiling can even balance out the rest of your roster. Devontae Smith and Courtland Sutton are kind of similar to me. You might find more consistency with Courtland Sutton, but I just don't think your roster's top heavy enough. But you seem to have solid balance. Travis Kelce, Kyron Williams, Baker Mayfield, solid quarterback. Just a lot of solid players. I think overall, again, another B-. Just nothing that
pops out,
but that could be sneaky, and this could definitely potentially be a playoff team, no question.
Yeah.
I just think your ceiling isn't as high as other teams. I think LD's team actually has a higher ceiling because of his wide receivers. I think your wide receivers it's going to disappoint you.
Yeah, and that's what's weird about his team is because he usually, you know what this team reminds me of? This team reminds me of the team I have almost every year, where I think I have a solid team, but then you get into the season and you realize that the upside and the ceiling of your team is not at the level of the others. That's why with this year, I sold out and got 4 wide receivers that I think could be top 10 because I was sick of having a consistently good team. And I would look around and the dudes that were, who I didn't think had as good as teams of me, good as players on a consistent basis, were scoring more points than me throughout the year because they had like extreme high upside guys that were getting like 25 a pop. And I was sitting there with everybody getting like 15. You know what I'm saying? That's what that reminds me of. I did my team already. Let's go to Andy. Chase Bank. All right. Jaden Daniels, A+. I think the top 4 quarterbacks, and the A+ to me stops with Joe Burrow. And with him, I think you have to downgrade Joe just because of the injury history to an A. But that is an A+ quarterback. He's coming off a great rookie year. But you can also downgrade him to an A because it hasn't been proven over the course of some seasons. I don't automatically go to sophomore slump like everybody does. And he is a frail motherfucker, bro. I'm sorry. Not him getting injured. He did get injured last year. He broke his fucking rib, and his running upside took a dip. He just played through it. And that made them realize they could throw the ball around the yard. So I like Jane Daniels. I'm going to give him an A just because I need to see it for another year. He's really an A+, but I'm giving it another year. Devon Achane is a B+ to me. You know what? No, it's an A. I think he's going to be spammed. So his production is not based on Tua. We saw that last year. All right. Tua has nothing to do with him. So he's going to be a high upside running back regardless. I do fear for his health. He's a B+. TreVeyon Henderson, he's a rookie. I don't think you can give any rookie an A, in my opinion. You don't know what the fuck they're going to do, right? Because y'all were taking Marvin Harrison Jr. last year in the 3rd round, and y'all would probably give yourself an A for that pick. I'm going to wait and see. I have high belief in TreVeyon. I'm giving that a B. We'll stick with B because he is not on the level of Devon Achane. Malik Neighbors is a receiver. Now, where you took him is what is concerning to me. I think you took him a little early. I would have to go back and look at the board to see who you took over him. And with Calvin Ridley, I may be on him, right? We just heard Michael spiel. He is corrected. What has he shown you the last 2 years outside if he can be productive with dog shit quarterbacks? That may just be who he is. He may just be a guy that can get 1,000 yards and have low touchdown upside. That may be what Calvin Ridley is. And that's your wide receiver 2 who could possibly finish wide receiver 25. That's not what you want. Emeka Egbuka, I'm high on him. I don't think he is a full year high value guy. I think at the beginning you're going to be hype. Like you're going to be like, I'm a genius because I took him because Chris Godwin's out, Jalen McMillan's out, and Baker has nobody else to throw to but him and Mike Evans. I'll give him a B as well because he is a rookie and he is your wide receiver 3, which I think is where he should be. Trey McBride, A+, top 2 tight end, could be number 1. He had 5 touchdowns last year. There's no way that number doesn't go up. Travis Hunter as your flex. With our point system,
Unknown. It's just unknown.
it's just I have to give it a B. He's going to play both sides of the ball. He is a number 2 in an offense that I know Liam Cohen's amazing. We have seen these guys, the offensive minds fail when they become a head coach. And I don't know how good Trevor Lawrence is for real. I don't. None of us do. We think he's great because of his prospect grade and shit. He may be like a turnover god like Jordan Love is. We don't know how good Trevor Lawrence actually is. And if he's not good with Liam Cohen, get him the fuck out of here. All right. Chris Olave. His brain is fucking mashed potatoes. I want nothing to do with that motherfucker. I hate the Saints this year. And I'm a Bucs fan, so I hate him always. Jordan Mason, great pick. Once again, I'm with Michael. And as I've sat here and stared at Aaron Jones, even on my own team, I go, I fucking hate him even more than I did. Because I think Aaron Jones is going to be a good running back for like 5 to 6 weeks. And then Jordan Mason's production is just going to keep doing this over and over. More carries, more yards, touchdowns, all that. I think that's what's going to happen. Joe Mixon. I've never been a Joe Mixon guy. Michael was a Joe Mixon guy for a while. Me and him would get into arguments over him because I'm like, bro, he's always like nicked up and he only averages 3 yards a carry. But every time Michael drafted him, he's a top 10 running back. That ain't the case this year. Joe Mixon going into a season with an injury is bad news. Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't know how I feel about the Giants, man. Do we believe in Russell Wilson? Right? That's also the thing with Malik Neighbors. Y'all have to realize they drafted Jackson Dart in the 1st round. If Russell Wilson goes out there and throws 3 picks one game, he may be starting for the rest of the year the next week. So I'm scared of that as well with the rookie quarterback coming in because he looked great in the preseason. That don't mean shit. Dallas Goedert is irrelevant. He's old. He's in a great offense, but he's old and beat up, man. I'm sorry. They're looking to get rid of him. They're looking to like move on from him. They just haven't. JJ McCarthy, good investment. He has running upside as well, but he is a rookie quarterback. I don't really care about it. Marvin Mims is a sleeper and a great pick to me because he's the number 2 in Denver and he showed a lot of deep threat potential there. I'm actually going to give Andy a B+ because what he's missing at receiver is good. It's exactly like you with Bowers, I think, but his receivers are less than yours to me. But Trey McBride will cover a lot of shit on Andy's team. And I think his running backs are actually very good.
Yeah, to me, this is the best team that we've discussed so far. The top heaviness of Jaden Daniels, the fact that he was able to get Devin Ashane, Bonashane.
Dude, that late is crazy.
That late was super.
Yeah, I'm giving Andy an A. I gave
Henderson.
Mhm.
I mean, you've talked about him, a lot of hype surrounding him. Is he going to be the New England RB1 potential? Yeah, he is. He is the RB1. Malik Neighbors had him last year. Amazing player. I feel like he's prone to get hurt a little bit. He's going to miss a couple
He's tiny
weeks.
too. He's a little dude.
He has a toe issue that's pretty serious.
Yep.
Calvin Ridley, I don't love. I mean, as your wide receiver 2, I just don't think that's a good pick. Emeka Egbuka, Tampa Bay, a lot of hype around him, but just a lot of unknown. I don't like starting unknown guys like that as my wide receiver 3s. I love Trey McBride. Could be tight end 1 potentially. So the combination of McBride, Neighbors, A-Chain, and Daniels, really, really good. Only bench guys I really like on your team is Jordan Mason. Marvin Mims, I did like him, but he is kind of dealing with a quad injury.
Yep, does not go fast, guys.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about that. But overall, yeah, B+.
B+. I gave him an A, gave him a B. He's the highest rated team so far. Andy is number 1 on the leaderboard. As we go through this, if we average it out, Andy's 1, I'm 2. We're halfway done, so I'm going to go through these rankings. What did you give Christian again? A B?
Christian, I gave a B-.
B-?
Yeah.
Okay. So I gave Lucas. So all LD is number 3. LD. And then 4 and 5 is Lucas and Christian. All right. Luke and Big Christian. I don't want to be too mean to Christian. He might whoop my ass the next time I see him. So here we go. We're going to Anthony's team. One of the better players in the league. Top heavy as a motherfucker. All right. He loves doing this format, and I love looking at his teams because I'm like, dog, you can get 30 points from 4 people. All right. Lamar Jackson. He's coming off literally probably a top 3 season ever by a quarterback, bro. And his running was not what it used to be, dude. He was not as fantasy relevant running the football as he used to be, and that could have an uptick as well. He was incredible. I think last year he had his lowest total of rushing yards in his career. Outside his rookie year, I believe. Saquon Barkley, man, I'm not scared of that regression, but you have to be scared of the number of carries. 400 touches is a lot of fucking touches, man. I mean, just look at guys. The one that comes to mind is DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray was incredible for the Cowboys for 3 years, and he is much more talented than DeMarco Murray. Don't get it twisted, but I just saw him get ran into the ground after a couple years, and with his knee injury pass and all that, I had the feeling that Saquon is one of those running backs you remember for the rest of your life after you watch him play. So I think he's in a different level. He's at that CMC level to me where he can beat all odds. Isaiah Pacheco, we can say we love him, and I do. Last year was an awful year, and the injuries have to concern you. But I also saw them get so desperate at running back. They were starting Carson Steele. They went and got Kareem Hunt. They were scrambling for a running back at the end of the year. And also the O-line injuries were huge. They just improved at O-line. I think he is going to be very good this year. But I can only give it a B because last year I did not see it. I didn't. And we don't know what the Chiefs are on offense. They may be this defensive team that wins games like Tom Brady used to do, man. That does not take away from how good Patty is. We know how good he is, all right? Drake London, me and Michael discussed this. When I watch Drake London play, I don't think he's like a great receiver. But my fucking God, he is an amazing fantasy wide receiver. Amazing. He is going to be a top 10 wide receiver to me, guaranteed. Guaranteed. He's going to get spammed. And Penix loved him last year at the end of the season. JSN, I am iffy on him. I'm kind of peeping, sleeping. That's what I said on my video, right? I don't like Sam Darnold. I don't like Cooper Kupp coming in and taking his slot receiver reps, by the way, when he has been awful on the outside from all the analytics. But he is the most talented wide receiver. I don't think they're going to be a good team. I think he may end up with like 110 catches and like 5 touchdowns. I don't know what that yardage is going to look like, but I think he could have a shit ton of catches that gets him in the top 15 to top 12. Okay. DJ Moore, I'm very high on him. And one thing we know about DJ Moore, his floor is wide receiver 20. It doesn't matter who the fuck. He had Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, whoever he had at quarterback, Cam Newton. He was wide receiver 20 at the very bottom, and that's your wide receiver 3. I like that. Jake Ferguson, you waited a really long time for tight end. We don't know about Jake Ferguson. I think when Dak is healthy, he's very relevant. But outside of that, I don't know what he is. And I think they invested in Pickens for a reason. There's too many weapons out there, but I do think they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. Zay Flowers, it's a make or break year. Okay. I can love Zay Flowers every year. He has never been like an amazing fantasy receiver. If this is his make or break, he's either going to be a DK Metcalf clone where you're like, oh, he's been in good offenses and he doesn't produce as much as you want him to, or he's having a breakout year and you're going to be drafting him top 15 every year for the rest of his life. All right. You have a fantastic bench to me. I think the bottom 2 are because I think they're going to give Marion a lot of work, but Najee could get those goal line reps. We know Jim Harbaugh likes to flip those running backs a lot. Tyrone Tracy was fantasy relevant last year. Scatabo has to prove he's going to be. Austin Eckler, I don't know about Jacory. I know Austin Eckler has a fantasy relevant past. I know he's a little bit washed. If we know anything about Austin Eckler, he likes to catch the ball and score touchdowns. All right. Pearsall is going to be the wide receiver 1 week 1 for the San Francisco 49ers. I like him a lot. I don't know if I like him as much as the public and all the experts do. I don't think he is some massive breakout candidate that's going to be a top 15 wide receiver this year. Keenan Allen's old. I think he's there and he's going to be relevant because of the chemistry with Herbert. And then J.K. Dobbins, when he is healthy, he's made of styrofoam. When he's healthy, he's fucking good. But how long will that last? I'm going to give Anthony probably the highest grade, but I'll give him a B plus. Actually, I'm giving it B plus.
I like his team, but again, I feel like there's always holes in his roster.
Yep, because he goes so top heavy.
Zay Flowers, I mean, even look before last year, there was so much hype around Zay Flowers.
I took him, yep.
And he just turned out to be nothing because that quarterback is Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. They're 2 tight ends. They move the ball to so many different people. You just can't get a wide receiver 1 from that team. It's your flex. So, I mean, his projection looks good for week 1. I don't think he's a 14.5 player. Jake Ferguson, taking a risk on him, but I do see the Cowboys being down a lot. So they're going to be passing the ball. So garbage time, he might be able to fill up for you. DJ Moore, like the Chicago's offense, also feel like they have a lot of weapons.
They do. And they drafted a tight end too.
But as your wide receiver 3, I think that's really solid. I don't think this team is as good as
Andy's,
but I think it's right behind it.
Like better than mine.
Yeah.
So you give it a B plus, probably.
Give it a B plus. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Because his bench is phenomenal. Tyrone Tracy stole a couple of these guys from me. Tyrone Tracy, it's great off the bench. Austin Eckler, I'm not big on, but Ricky Pearsall, I wanted. Keenan Allen, J.K. Dobbins. People are sleeping on J.K. Dobbins. But yeah, it's a good roster as always.
I like it. Yep, as always. Anthony's always going to have a good roster. We're going to Bala Mavs. Bo Nix is a B plus at quarterback. I know if you do it your rookie year to me at quarterback, well, no, if I gave Jaden I gave Jaden a B plus, I'll give him a B. I have to because I think Jaden has a way higher ceiling than him. But once again, I laughed at Michael every week he started Bo Nix, and I was like, Michael knows what he's doing, but he is attached to Bo Nix, and he's a fucking idiot for it. But it panned out wonderfully for him, so I can't judge him for it. I like him a lot. Bucky Irving. Guys, he saw 60% of the snap share 6 times, and he was RB7 in those weeks combined.
I'm so excited about him.
Bro, when he took over the backfield, and guys, I'll watch every Bucs game. When you watch him play, he's different. He moves and he is different, man. I don't know how to explain it. I'm giving that a B+ because I think he got him behind Josh Jacobs as well, and I like Bucky more than Josh Jacobs. Kenneth Walker is a high upside guy. And the Zach Charbonnet thing cancels out the health risk, guys. That's the whole thing. I would downgrade that pick. That's why the whole roster is kind of relevant here with the bench, because Zach Charbonnet is a top 10 running back every time he starts. It's like hilarious to see when Zach Charbonnet pops up with 24 points and he hasn't played for 7 weeks. It makes no fucking sense. So the health concern for Kenneth Walker doesn't affect me. He is a RB1 when healthy, no fucking doubt. That is another guy when you watch him play, you're like, nah, this guy's like one of the best running backs in the league. CeeDee Lamb, already said it. He's going to be wide receiver 1 in my opinion. Ladd McConkey's floor is like wide receiver. If he gets injured, his floor is going to be wide receiver 12 to 15 in points per week, period. And I think his floor is safe. I think he has a limited ceiling, but that doesn't matter when you have CeeDee Lamb. All right. Why am I having Jameson Williams? I was going to call him Javonte. Jameson Williams, deep ball. Deep ball. We saw it all year last year. You look at LD's team, he'd have 26 in his flex. He may give you 9 the week before, but he's giving you 28 like 4 weeks out of this year at least. And that's going to make Michael score like 180. like that's what he does every time. It was like the year when Michael had Devontae, and Michael's had Devontae like almost every year that I've been in this league, actually. Devontae Smith, and he would get him 25, and it just takes Mike to like that stratosphere that you want to be in with the 150 a week type shit. Brock Bowers, guys, 100 catches, 1,000 yards is damn near guaranteed.
He has got so much potential.
He could be a top 5 player in fantasy, not a pass catcher, not in overall. He's the new Travis Kelce. Breece Hall, we know what I think of him. I really think his floor isn't as low as people think it is, but the bottom could fall out on him. It's the riskiest thing Mike had going on here, to be honest. Matthew Golden he has one of the best benches here. He has Bijan's backup. He has his own handcuff. So if Breece Hall gets traded, he could possibly have 2 RB1s in their respective offenses, not like RB1 ranking, right? Jaden Higgins, a sleeper pick that all the experts love. I think like with me and those type of players, I stay away from some of them because every year the guys that are most hype always fall out. Like the 3 of the top 5 guys never pan out, and it's always year 2. But Rashid Shaheed, if anybody's going to be fantasy relevant on that team, it's going to be him and Kamara to me because he's a deep.
Concussions.
If you don't fucking get killed out there, Ramondre is, to me, he's going to be a RB3 flex play at worst. Like, and if he does get worse than that, I think they may move on from him in New England. When they kind of get rid of players, they let them go. They don't let him stick around, so he may get traded as well. I like Michael's team a lot. I think Michael probably has the second best roster, in my opinion, to Anthony, and then Andy has the third best.
So the more I'm looking at my roster, the more I love it.
Oh, God, here he goes.
So honestly, I mean, I'm sure that's how everyone feels, but people forget Bo Nix from literally like week 8 to the finish of the season was a top 5, top 7 quarterback, averaging easily over 20 points per game. He's just got so much upside rushing, and he's a safer pick at quarterback than someone like Kyler Murray, who makes so many mistakes. Bo Nix doesn't make mistakes like that. Bucky Irving, to me, is a A+. I think he has so much potential at running back. And not only
I'm going to go feed the dog.
Also receiving. Kenneth Walker, the pairing with him and Zach Charbonnet, I think that's running back 1 value at the running back 2 position. Love Kenneth Walker. My wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, Ladd McConkey, and Jameson Williams. Going to get consistent points with Ladd and CD. Jameson will be a wild card, but to be honest, in all of my drafts, every time my wide receiver 3 is usually Devontae Smith because I don't mind my wide receiver 3 being a wild card like that, a bipolar player scoring 20, 25 points one week. And honestly, they could score 0 the next week. I am completely fine with having them because I know the rest of my players will pick up the slack. Brock Bowers is my favorite pick here. Got him in the 3rd round.
That's crazy.
3rd round. I thought that was a steal. Thought Bates was going to select him. Thankfully, he didn't. I think he has potential to be arguably the most important player in fantasy this year.
Yep.
Breece Hall just went for high upside on my flex. I think regardless, just having him in the handcuff, there's going to be value there. May not be right away, but I'm willing to be patient with my flex position and wide receiver 3. Defense, don't care. Love my bench. I think my bench is right behind Anthony's. It's pretty similar. It's just a lot of high value on there. I'm going to put myself right up there with Anthony and Andy. I don't know what
an
order. Just B+.
Okay, cool.
B+
Yeah.
around the board.
And we're gonna tier these guys. I don't like doing like a real 1 through 10 because that's stupid.
Yeah, no, I agree. Tiers is
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, years of B+. All right, cool. No A's yet for Michael, by the way. Michael has not given a single A out, even to his own roster. All right, we're going to help me. Oh man, this yes, we have Jason. He has the most volatile roster in fantasy to me after you get by the top 3. Listen, Joe Burrow, A+, duh. Jahmyr Gibbs, A+, duh. Josh Jacobs, dog, he has been incredible his whole career outside of the 1 year in Oakland. It wasn't Las Vegas at the time, I don't believe, where they literally like Derek Carr left and it became a tank show. And that is his only bad year in fantasy. He's basically been an RB1 every year in fantasy. So I trust Josh Jacobs. I think he is built to take on the 300 carries he's going to get this year. We were all worried about Marshawn Lloyd last year. Ended up being irrelevant. I think LaFleur loves his RB1s, man. Look what he did with Aaron Jones while he was there. I think Josh Jacobs is going to be great. I just think you drafted him at his ceiling, which is fine. Doesn't take away that he's a top 10 running back, right? Tyreek Hill is, man, listen, I had him last year. I picked him 1st overall, didn't I?
Yep.
God damn. Fucking.
A lot of people did.
And y'all are watching me talk about fantasy. Jesus Christ. Tyreek Hill, I don't know what he is anymore. I would hate to think that he is washed that fast, but I refuse to believe he's going to be a top 5 wide receiver again, ever. After what I saw. I watched, you know how hard it was for me? I was watching Dolphins and fucking Titans games every week. Dolphins and Titans games. 2 of the worst teams I've ever seen play. Ted McMillan, I think everybody's super high on him. I'm also very high on him. I'm not high enough for him to be my wide receiver 2. He got this late push in August for some reason because people saw him play as if they didn't see him put up 300 yards like 7 times at Arizona. They act like they never saw the guy play before. But once again, he's a rookie wide receiver. Do you remember Marvin Harrison Jr. last year sitting at your wide receiver 2 spot? It was bad. I don't know how I feel about rookie wide receivers. Hardest position to adjust to in the NFL outside of quarterback. All right. George Pickens, the most volatile player in the league when it comes to his mental. Okay. That dude could punch a referee in week 1 and be suspended the rest of the fucking year. That guy is a crash out nutcase. All right. But also his play is very volatile. And he's your wide receiver 3. It's not to that flex point yet. I think you have a lot of guys who could finish wide receiver 3s. I think Pickens is actually your most guaranteed wide receiver, and that's saying a lot with Tyreek Hill on your roster. I think Pickens is probably your best pick at wide receiver, and that is not a good thing. I want to tell you that's not a good thing. David Njoku, there's only a limit to tight end and what you can think, really. Even if you think he's going to be a top 3 tight end, what does that look like in fantasy points? Like averaging 12 a week? I don't like that. So it's A for a position where you could be a shit team because you have an A tight end because the dude's not that relevant. James Cook was feasting on the goal line last year. I think a lot of those go to Josh this year, man. I'm sorry. James Cook had 16 tugs. I don't think that's repeatable for anybody. Cooper Kupp, dislike. I think he'll have a couple weeks in there. And for a bye week guy, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened. I don't think the Seahawks will be good, but I also think they'll be winning games 17-7. Khalil Shakir, possibly the wide receiver 1 in Buffalo, but I think we would have known he was the wide receiver 1 last year because they were hyping him up like they're hyping up Keon Coleman this year, right? Javonte Williams, I said it earlier. I think he's the RB1 in Dallas. I don't know what that means and how good that is, though. I don't know if they run the ball a lot. I don't know if they need to run the ball a lot when they're down 14-0 after the first quarter. Loveland is a overrated player to me, just in the sense Cole Kmet was playing the whole preseason ahead of him, man. I like him as a player and being like, next year he's going to be a breakout candidate to me because he has that Laporta build where he does not know how to block. He's frail looking. He has a weird frame and he just runs routes. He's fast as shit. Rashad Bateman is one wrong cut away from missing the season. CJ Stroud is probably your best bench player to me because I think he's going to be fantasy relevant, but goddamn, you have Joe Burrow and Adam Thielen. Listen, Adam Thielen, what is he, 35 now?
You said he was going to be fantasy relevant first couple weeks.
I did, and I believe it because Jordan Addison is out. Jordan Addison's out, so he's going to get you a touchdown here and there for the first couple weeks, but goddamn. This is the worst roster I've seen so far, in my opinion. I'm giving this a C-, man.
Okay, so he's got Joe Burrow, Jahmyr Gibbs. To me, Jahmyr Gibbs is arguably going to be the best player in fantasy this year.
Yep.
I think him and Bijan to me are my 2 favorite players in the league. Joe Burrow, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs. Love those 3. Excellent. Tyreek Hill. Your wide receivers just suck, man.
They are ass.
Like, relying on Tyreek Hill to be a wide receiver 1 is such a huge risk. And if you're going to do that, then you need to make sure, like, your other wide receiver, there's just a secure floor. There's not. George Pickens, I don't know what to expect. I mean, I know the Cowboys are going to throw a lot, but what's the consistency look like there? Is there value in George Pickens like there's value in the Devontae Smith from Philadelphia or other just wide receiver 2s? I don't know that yet. McMillan, don't know a lot about. I know there's a lot of hype around him, but again, it is Carolina.
And a rookie.
I don't know. You're taking a risk on a few players. I love your running back situation.
Mm-hmm.
Might be the best in the league so far. James Cook is a secure flex. He won't get 16 touchdowns, but he'll get 10.
Yep. We both said that.
Really good flex. Again, I put it with the lower tier, B-. I won't go into C's yet. I do like your running backs. They'll keep you stable. But if you get an injury, you're kind of fucked, man.
That's what I'm looking at.
Your bench is really fucking awful. Adam Thielen, Rashad Bateman. You have Baltimore and Buffalo wide receivers.
Gross.
There's no value there. Javonte Williams, man, I'm telling you, Dallas is going to trade for a running back.
Mm-hmm.
There's no value in any of the Cowboys running backs. So yeah, man, I'd put you in the lower tier, B-. But again, any of these B- teams, it won't surprise me if y'all end up winning the championship. It's just how this league is.
It is.
It's just my personal.
I just think he has the biggest so far. He has the biggest probability for the bottom to fall out.
I didn't even mention Cooper Kupp because I didn't think he was worth mentioning.
That's me too with Cooper. And hey, go look at Cooper Kupp's hair and tell me that ain't enough for you to give up on him. He's lost all his fucking discipline. He looks like he's ready to go on a beach, do fucking ecstasy, and chill with his wife in fucking like Fort Lauderdale in a shitty, like, 2,500 square foot house. It's bigger than my house. I'm not calling it shitty. Either way, he looks like he's ready to retire. All right, here we go. Who is this? This is Justin. Justin has proven to be a good fantasy player, by the way. He has. I think he has a couple years. He had injuries his first year in the league, I believe. All right. off rip, the top 5 are great. I love the top 5. Now, Josh Allen, A-plus quarterback. Bijan is my fantasy MVP. I think I didn't want to say it during the draft. I almost said it. I didn't want Bates to hear it. I don't know if I drift Bates either way. But Bijan, if he's available and you don't take him, you lost the first round to me. That's how I feel about Bijan Robinson. And I told y'all the last 2 years, I didn't think he was going to finish where he was getting drafted. This year, I think you're getting that CMC Derrick Henry, like, oh my fucking God year. That's what you're getting from him. Amarian Hampton, I think his talent is exponential. I think he's going to be great. That O-line is hurt, man. The Chargers always just crumble away. They all just get injured and the season goes to shit. It seems weird. I don't know what it is about the Chargers. And Najee, being the veteran, could see all that goal line work because that's all he's good for. Why else would you want Najee Harris? I don't know why you would want him on your team. And I'm talking about in real life, not just fantasy. His receivers are fantastic to me, the top 2 at least. A.J. Brown, Mike Evans have been fantasy relevant for 6 years for A.J., 10 years for Mike. Mike Evans is getting drafted at wide receiver 17. He's never finished outside of wide receiver 17 except for 1 year in 10 seasons. So, I mean, it's a guaranteed get. Those are very high upside touchdown killers. Rashee Rice is weird. And I think you're going to be one of those teams at the beginning of the season that looks slow because you have Rashee Rice and Stephon Diggs. And, you know, I like that top 5. I think it could be a little bit better. Like if you had a different running back than Hampton, a higher upside guy like a Chase Brown or something like that, I would like it better, but you got A.J. Brown. Laporta, Michael is not a fan of. I am a fan of Laporta. Do I think he's going to be what he was his rookie season? No, but I don't think he repeats what he did last year. Last year, he was almost fantasy irrelevant. Stephon Diggs is a little bit of a sleeper. I don't know who, with a second-year quarterback, new coach, all these weird pieces, rookie wide receivers. DeMario Douglas was relevant last year for Bates randomly, but he did nothing outside of just get like 8 catches for 50 yards. I don't know what to think about Stephon. He's coming off a major injury. He just got done fucking Cardi B. That probably puts you in a slump. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with him. Jaylen Warren, once again, never been a goal line back. He's been there for 4 years. Najee Harris was dog. Najee Harris is one of the worst running backs I was seeing play last year, and he was getting more snaps than that motherfucker. So they obviously don't like them or like him as much as they thought, as much as we think they do, right? I think Caleb takes that job, 3rd-round pick. Jawan, I think he's a great pick. He's always relevant without Ayuk, without McCaffrey on the field, but Ricky Pearsall showed what he can do when they're off the field as well. So I'm cautious about Jawan because I don't see this great wide receiver, but he's always productive when everybody misses. Addison's going to end up starting for you by the end of the year, I would imagine, over Diggs. So that's also relevant. He's a very good wide receiver too. He's one of the higher level wide receiver twos we have in fantasy, in my opinion. Very touchdown dependent though. Dear God, Michael will tell you. Jerome Ford is a 5-week, like, it's just like a placement before Quinshon Judkins gets his shit figured out. Tyler Kraft, man, I don't care for any of these goddamn Green Bay Packers. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck about the red zone target share and all that shit. I don't even know how good Jordan Love is, bro. They are handing that ball off to Josh Jacobs inside the fucking 10. I hate to tell you. All right. And Ollie Gordon, deep sleeper. I actually like that a lot. But I actually like Jalen Wright a little bit more. But I think Jalen Wright had a major injury. I could be tripping. Once again, I didn't have my phone, didn't go and catch up. So that's what I think. I'm actually going to give him, since he has such a high upside to me, I'll give him a B, B plus. I'll give him a B plus. I'll put him in that tier.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put him in that tier too, just because I think you got some good insurance.
Yep.
With, Juan Jennings, Jordan Addison, Rashee Rice, even like using Jerome Ford as a quick Band-Aid. I mean, I think it's pretty solid what you did. Ollie Gordon, he's outplayed Jalen Wright, so there's a lot of hype around him. Yeah, your team's good. Omarion Hampton, there's hype around him too. Chargers offense, RB1, and he's your RB2.
And Jim Harbaugh gonna run that bitch, boy.
A.J. Brown, Mike Evans. Yeah, you're definitely in that range. you definitely have a
Go sit down.
roster that can win it all. I would give it B+ as well. I
Cool.
like his roster.
Okay, last one of the night. Bates. Oh, Bates. We said Jason had the worst receivers outside of Jamar Chase. I know it's Jamar Chase. I get it, bro. And that is A++. That is the highest level you can get at receiver. I'm sorry. Jerry Jeudy to me should be like the fourth guy you want off your bench. I like Jaden Reed more than Jerry Jeudy. And he's the number one receiver in a Browns offense. Jalen Hurts, to me, a guaranteed top 5 quarterback. Your hitters are going to hit. That's where you're. And as the one pick, you did the strat that you needed to do. I just think you didn't draft as good as you could have. And when I go back to that tracker and see where he picked them, when I come back and do my actual video of like best and worst picks, I think Jerry Jeudy is going to be number 1 on the worst pick of the draft. Derrick Henry, I can't give him any lower than a B+. And that's the lowest end you can go for Derrick. I do think so because of his age. He has shown no sign of aging other than the number of on his birth certificate, bro. There is no sign of aging. Jonathan Taylor, I hate that offense, but he has been in just as bad as offenses, and he finishes top 10 every fucking year, bro. He's incredible.
His top 4 is
Insane. Your top 4 could legitimately get you 100 points every week, and that's kind of what you need. I'm not joking, but your back end is very bad. Jerry Jeudy is one of the worst picks in the draft to me. I'm not trying to shit on Bates. Jalen Waddle, I think the Dolphins are going to explode mid-year, do a fucking fire sale. Go look up all the shit the players are talking about the Miami organization. Everybody wants out. It is not good. So if he gets traded, Jalen Waddle could have value. I don't even think he doesn't have value right now. I actually think he is a good grab where you got him. But, dog, you're relying on him to be relevant, and that is not good. You're relying on him to be a top 25 receiver. Not good. Mark Andrews, 11 touchdowns last year. And I kept saying it's not going to happen. I don't know if that's impossible to happen again. That's kind of his fucking thing as a red zone target. James Conner, once again, another aging running back. Once you hit 27, your numbers plummet as a running back. I know he's a good running back. He's also touchdown dependent as fuck. All right. Ravens defense, whatever. Montgomery, a good high upside with touchdowns. He's a touchdown reliant backup. I'm not a big fan of him, but he's on your bench. Okay. Jaden Reed, decent pick, but goddamn, he is a roller coaster ride. Krosky Merritt is probably your best pick of the draft, and Ayuk. I think Ayuk comes back and starts killing shit. Xavier Legette, I think he is underrated. I think people are putting all their stock in Tet McMillan when the other guy has chemistry with the quarterback and wasn't awful last year. Their offense as a whole was awful. I think he showed flashes of being a target there, even though they did like Jalen Coker a little bit more, even more than him. I do like Tet more than Legette for the record. I'm not rapping. Tet more than Legette. All right. Justin Fields. If you know me, you know I love Justin Fields. I don't give a fuck if he can hit the red side of a barn. That motherfucker is the fastest guy on the field. Okay. He is a running back that happens to throw as well. I hate to tell you, but you have Jalen Hurts, so Justin Fields is ending up going to be getting dropped. I promise you. And Justice Hill, good pick because you got a handcuff. I think Bates' top 5 is amazing, but I am not joking, Mike. He has top 4. You're right. Top 4 is amazing. The other half of his roster is fucking awful.
Would you rate it?
Just because he has such high upside, I have to give Bates a B. I have to. He has Jamar, Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor, and Derrick Henry. Dog, that could be 110 points a week.
So, yeah, I agree. I think it's a B. I think because of his top 4, he's going to have a chance every week. Very similar to Anthony's team last year, just super top heavy. But, I mean, your wide receiver depth is really struggling. So you're going to have issues there. And if God forbid Jamar Chase gets hurt, like all your number one picks do, then your season's over. But because of Jalen Hurts, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, and Jamar Chase, I think you're a B. Yeah, I agree.
Cool. All right, guys. So I'm writing these down so far. Okay. I'm going B plus and A in their own tier. I'm doing C plus to B in the same tier. And I'm doing B's on their own. All right. So the B pluses so far are me, Andy, Mike, Anthony, and that's the end. Well, Justin, we did B plus, or I did a B plus, you did a B, so I'll put him in that tier.
I'll put B plus for Justin.
Oh, you did? Okay. He's in the B plus as well. So we have 5 B pluses, guys. We gave y'all a lot of credit here for the record. And y'all know I am so cool with shitting on y'all, bro. I love shitting on y'all. The B tier overall. We don't have just a B outside of Bates. So Bates comes in the second tier, and then B minus to C plus. What are on average they are? We have Jason, Christian, Lucas, and LD. So these are the final rankings. The top tier, there's only 3 tiers, guys. Don't be too offended. The top tier is me, Andy, Mike, Anthony, and Justin. The second tier is Bates. The third tier is Jason, Christian, Lucas, and LD. That's what it is.
I feel like I'm missing one. Andy, me, Justin, Jason, Christian, Lucas, LD, Hunter, Bates. Who else am I missing?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anthony?
Anthony. Okay.
Anthony. Yeah. Anthony is the top tier. All right, guys. So is that your ranking too?
I got Hunter and Bates in the B tier. In the B minus, I got Jason, Christian, Lucas, and LD. B plus, I got Justin, me, Andy, and Anthony. That's where I got everybody. Anybody can win it.
Yeah, it's in these 10-man PPRs, anything is possible. So, well, guys,
it was a good draft, guys.
Wonderful draft, wonderful stream. I had a good time. Thanks to Mike for coming out. Listen, it's that type of year. I'm going to come out. I'm probably going to record it tonight. I'm not like hammered or anything. I've had 2 drinks, so I might record it tonight. I may hop on Xbox with the boys. Who knows? But I will give my best and worst picks. I will have the draft board up. It will be like a 20 to 25 minute video. I'll be going super deep on it. But yeah, that's all, baby. I love you guys. We killed it again this year. Thank you all for watching. And let's go through the comments. Oh, Sands, you're number 5 on my list, pussy. What's my rating? Andy and Justin team being better than mine is funny. You have Jerry Jeudy starting. Shut up. Yes, never fails for Hunter to rank his team higher. Bates, I put my team as a B plus. You fucking dumbass. I love him. He's the best. Yeah. And that's all we got. Lamont told me to put a fucking shirt on. Y'all know me. I'll rock the beater everywhere. I don't give a fuck. But that is the draft, guys. I really do appreciate y'all, man. This has been so fun. It's fun every year. I know this year I probably didn't get as big a viewership as I used to, but I don't give a fuck, man. It's so fun. Stay in tune with me, man. I'm going to be talking about trades you should be having. I'm not hiding anything from my league members anymore. I don't give a fuck. In the preseason, guys, I have to. Y'all have to realize I'm not a big creator. The only people that watch me are most of the people that watch me are the fucking league members, man. Go suck toes, bitch. I can't wait to do it tonight. I'm going to let you know because I'm going to do it. Shout out Nini. Hope she's watching. Yeah, man. It was so fun. I'm going to be dropping some sleeper leagues and all that. I'm going to be paying money, showing y'all the live drafts. Apparently, people love watching people draft. And my best and worst picks are coming up for both my leagues. And I will give the same analysis for my 12-man as I did for this one in a later video. But until then, go Bucks, bitch. I'm the GOAT of this shit. I don't give a fuck if I'm the Charles Barkley or not of fantasy. Fuck you mean. I'm out. Love you all. Peace. God God damn.